So you wanna learn about beer? Stay tuned and never fear. They're the guys for the case, 'cause they'll tell you all about what they taste. We got Mudhole, B&Q, we loves Star Wars and grilling too. And Knops got loves baseball and board games, he's played them all. There's no place I'd rather spend the Monday nights than here, having a few chuckles and damn good beer. Now it's time for Two Beerded Guys.
Almost, there you go. Maybe get Bricky to do it. I started playing one on practicing earlier.
Yes. Nice. Well, this is Two Beerded Guys.
Special Memorial Day edition.
Yes. Ugly Pete sitting in for Tyler.
Mudhog B&Q.
Off-screen Matt. And just to kind of make everything, welcome to Two Beerded Guys. Got to channel my inner Tyler there.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Well, Tyler, congratulations to his baseball team. They're in the sectional championships tonight. So,
Woo!
Yeah, going for that chip.
That's funny that you're congratulating, because I see there's 3 comments from 3 different streaming platforms from Two Beerded Guys that says Tyler sucks. I think I pronounced that right on there. I could be wrong. It's spelled funny, so I don't know.
I don't know who that is. Congrats, Tyler, though.
What's got, is it Tierra Negra? Says, about to chug a beer if y'all don't hurry up. Laughy face, laughy face, laughy face.
I will chug a beer.
And then she says, I was going to chug it anyway. And then she says, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Appreciate your enthusiasm. Coming in hot.
All right.
It's Memorial Day. You got to.
Exactly.
I mean, none of us have been drinking before with the show at all today.
No.
American liquors. Excuse me, I had something in my throat there.
I mean, shout out PBR Hard Coffee, Smooge, American Vodka. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good day. Good day.
Had worse days, especially for a Monday. Alright, so as typical, we are going to start off with our most anticipated beer of the day.
Oh,
Pete,
Yeah.
what do you got for us?
I'm going to go with the
One I can't even pronounce.
Musaversion. Musaversion. That's what it is.
Musaverse?
Musaverse? There we are. It
really
looks
hard to
like
read.
a taxidermy just went crazy and killed people and put animal body heads on
But
their
also,
bodies.
like, with the letters that you cut up from, like, the magazines and newspapers.
Like
to
your-
the
Yeah,
note.
it's a full-on Silence of the Lambs kind of deal.
Are you saying like the ransom note font where
Ransom
no
note font,
2-letter
yeah,
match?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so-
all right.
I'm
Ransom
looking.
note font.
It's going to be interesting. It has Vietnamese coffee in it.
And vanilla.
And vanilla. Well, I'm not excited about the vanilla.
Maybe it's Vietnamese. I don't know.
Vietnamese vanilla. See, that'd be even.
It's not Madagascar.
cooler. It's Mac. All right, what are you looking for? here?
The Anchorage Pilsner. I always am looking for those easy, crushable, delicious beers, and we'll see if that's one of them.
We're saying John likes to crush.
Oh, I like to crush.
Do we call you Big John? Not a player, just crush a lot?
Just crush a lot.
I
Tips.
am looking forward to False Idol because it's got Clubber Lang on it, and it's a stout. So, I mean, how can you not be excited about Clubber Lang?
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
On to our first beverage.
Woo!
Well, first beverage on the show.
Yes. So we have White Elm Brewing Company, Pulpa a Go-Go.
Pulpa Go-Go?
So we'll go with that.
Pulpa Go-Go.
Has
Goo
mango,
Goo?
pineapple, and
Is like Kaja Goo Goo?
Except Pulpa Go-Go.
You're too shy?
Pulpa Go-Go. If you just say it really fast,
Papadoo.
it sounds like one word.
Papadizio?
Yeah, so
Yes.
mango, pineapple, and pink guava.
Matt chose this one.
I love
Yes.
Pink Guava almost as much as Unicorn themed beers.
Please recycle. That's about all the stuff that we have on here for information.
I really wish I could share that unicorn picture of Matt.
I don't know why you can't.
Because, here, I'll send it to you. Maybe you can figure out what to share.
Oh, you mean like on the? Oh, I don't. No, we can't share pictures on this thing. This is your program. You know better.
I wish we could.
You got access to the social medias. Like that's if that's going to go somewhere, that's got to be the way to do it. I would presume.
Well, I sent it to Russell, if you're listening. There's a really good picture of Matt and a unicorn that needs to be posted.
Oh, man.
You mean Hecubus if you're nasty?
She is chunky towards the bottom.
Oh yeah. Do we give Pete the old roll tip? Probably not, did we?
Yeah, it feels like
At least on the Drecker can, it does say to roll.
It did not
And-
say to roll.
Typically, when it comes to these like fruity sours, that's usually a good advice.
Well, you guys got the better pour.
That's
I'm over
on us.
here. I got
Sorry
a
for that.
smoothie chunkalicious here. So
So when we get to the other smoothie, would definitely recommend a gentle roll.
where's the,
The
is it-
director.
okay.
Brains.
All right.
It smells good. It smells like a fruity colada kind of.
There's a hint of tartness in there.
I should probably go can.
Yeah, how are we on there? Do I need to rotate?
Actually, you are pretty spot on, good sir.
Nice.
Kind of sweet tartish.
It's a nice like technicolored can too. It's kind of like paisley looking, but I like the colors with the red and the orange and the turquoise.
It's summerish.
Yeah. There's a thing I'm trying to think of that is a good comparison for this, but I can't come
I think
up with
sweet
the name.
tarts.
That's not what I was thinking, but I can see where you're going.
It's kind of drying at mouthfeel at the end. So I would not say it's summer crushable.
No. It almost reminds me of a mango mimosa. It's a lot of mango for me. So
That's a pretty good, yeah. That's not where I was going, but I get
Drying champagne.
It's got a nice like
Yeah.
bubbly, dry champagne
Yeah.
kind of thing, and then
It's-
the mango on there.
it's not the sweet that lingers like candy. It is
Yeah.
drying like a sour normally is, or any other kind of dry champagne.
Side note, John, you got Fresca and you didn't tell me up there? I saw them when I was grabbing beers. I'm meaning to like berate you for that earlier, and it just came back to me.
I have Fresca.
You have Fresca. It's amazing.
I didn't know I had Fresca.
It's a soda. It's a carbonated water. It's not even a soda. Like it's 0 calorie. It's delicious.
I didn't know I had that up there.
Son of a bitch, hiding it from me.
Hiding it from me.
This would taste great with a Fresca in it.
Oh, wouldn't it though?
Matt, you want to go grab a Fresca?
I think Fresca and vodka would go great. We should try that after the show, John.
Yeah,
That's the
we will.
theory I've been
It
meaning
does-
to test
it
out for a
does go
while.
great.
Because that's almost like a negative calorie drink.
I do that.
You'll lose weight. being
Exactly.
drunk on this.
It's like celery.
It's like you.
Hits a cabbage.
It's like
Just
every time you
eat
fart,
that.
you lose 5 calories, right? I mean that's a thing.
Is that what it is?
It's definitely online.
The
It's
whole
gotta be true.
celery.
Definitely got all the stuff in.
Why do you
your
think I am? I'm taking a minute. I'm chewing it.
It's kind of like one of those V8 fruit things.
Yeah, I feel like it's like
I
a
think that's
pre-workout.
what I was thinking of.
The V8 fruit things.
Yes.
Oh, the V8 splashes.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's what I was thinking of. You guys nailed it. Thanks. Gold star to both of you. That's 2 gold stars for John today.
Oh, this is gonna.
My first one was for
Rips.
ribs. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I've been fighting heartburn all day, and I have a feeling this sucker's just gonna. Right
I can
add
respect,
to
you know,
it.
hitting pumping the brakes on this if you slammed a couple tums before the show.
I did. I did pound some tums like no other, so I'm good.
This is the V8 Twister. That is exactly what I was thinking.
John,
So-
you have to go first, right?
Yeah, I'll go first.
What's this? What's the rating scale? I've never done this before, so it's new to me.
Well, for new viewers of the show like Pete here, our score is on the Untapped scale in 0.25 increments, ranging from 0.25 to 5, because 0 doesn't show up on Untapped, so we can't go quite that low. 3 is a perfectly average beer for us. Wonderfully crushable is what it says. Not a knockout home run, but not bad. Going up to 4 is where you're like, you know what? I would search this beer out. I like this beer. I wants me some more. And then when you get to 4.5, that's some of the best beers, some of your favorite beers you've ever had. Like oh, this is actually really good, well crafted. I enjoy this. But the 4.75 to 5 range, that's more like. Yeah, I might have a sound effect for that if I can find it, John. What is it? How did that go? So yeah, that's like your holy grail of beers. That's your best favorite beers you've ever had. That's like your Ale Song Senior Rhino. Not that I have one in mind off the top of my head. And going on the opposite end of the scale, if you're going down from a 3, a 2 is you're like, well, I might drink this begrudgingly. Someone hands it to me, I already paid for it, or it's for free. Going down to a 1, you're like, hey. even for free, or I paid for it, or it was bought for me. I might just try to skirt this off into somebody else, or slide it down the counter and act like it wasn't mine. And then below that's where drain pour. So that's
like a Listerman pride.
That, yeah, all right, so we have examples on both ends of the spectrum.
There we are.
Thank you, John.
Whoa. Well, this one, it's fine. It's
What did it say? What
good
the ABV was on
flavors.
that, Pete?
It's 4.
I'm a little let down with that.
Yeah.
I think the mango-y, fruity, drying champagne sort of feel to it is, that's the description. And it's not bad. But I'm probably going to go 3 1/4 on it.
Okay. They described it exactly how it tastes.
Yeah.
It is a little underwhelming when you get to the ABV. For that summertime beer, that's pretty light.
But with that drying, I wouldn't say it's a crushable beer. It's not. I don't want that by the pool.
No, I don't. And for one thing, the can and flavor profile might be marketed towards women. Just looking at
It's
it,
because it's pink.
maybe. I don't know. It's got that floral pattern, all that good stuff. But
Wait, this is coming from a guy wearing a pineapple button down. He's like, "Oh, this can is too artsy for me."
I'm not
No,
saying
too,
artsy.
too feminine.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying for the ABV and probably calorie count, the ABV needs to be up there.
I'll give you that's probably not an even keel
Because
equation. Yeah.
We made the special trip. Side note, this weekend made special trip to Michigan to get some smooch. And so yes,
Out of context, that sounds like a completely different conversation.
and smooch with an M, not a P. Okay.
I really feel like we need to have a stop and an asterisk pop up on this, like the playback later. Like, Smooge, a beer from wherever it's from. It's
wherever it's from. They
thing-
sell it in Michigan. And so, but the first thing
300 calorie seltzer.
the first thing all the ladies did at the lake was at
get
the
their hands on
calorie
your
count.
smooge?
Look at the calorie count first. They're like, whoa, 280 for 12 ounces. Let's split a can. Where guys are like, never look at the back of the can because you don't want to be horrified that you just drank 8,000 calories in an hour.
I don't even know it's 280 a lot. Like, I'm just like, oh, this isn't much.
Yeah, I don't know either. Apparently it is. But I am just...
we just ate a whole 2-foot large cutting board of meat, Matt. So
Yeah.
But it didn't have a label, so you don't know.
Exactly.
So it was 2
I got
calories.
nothing.
I got you. You're
2
good.
calories, thank you.
All right. So I am going to go with a 3.
Okay. Perfectly average.
I would give it I personally enjoyed the flavor. I thought it was pretty good. I like mango myself, and I like guava, so, I had 2 things up my alley. I am a little let down with the ABV at only a 4. That's kind of a want for me. But I thought the flavor was good. What's on the can's in the can. It was decently made. I didn't get all the pulp that Pete got. Thanks, Pete. I'm going to give it a 3 1/4. I'll give it a little above average.
All right.
3 1/4. Official Two Beerded Guys score.
Makes that easy, doesn't it?
Nice. It does.
All right. So this next one is a house favorite, right? It seems like, because there's a lot of Anchorage Brewing Company beers that have come across here.
Top 2 for label art.
Yes.
And they were on a prior Two Beerded Guys hot beers to get on Tavour list, so that may be why you see them pop up quite a bit, Pete.
Yeah.
There you are.
They
They
did
were the
win us
makers
over.
of that $50 barley wine, too.
Okay. So
The only wax dip can I've ever seen.
it was, wasn't
It
it?
was, yeah.
And they're even smart. They waxed up the bottom instead of the top, because how are you going to dig through the wax to crack a can?
They're smart. They're not
I
dumb.
like
Yeah.
it. I like it.
They know what they're doing up
Well,
there.
it doesn't leave the wet ring on your... It has its own built-in coaster with the wax.
God damn it.
Need to patent that shit. All right, so
Leave it to a fucking engineer to figure that shit out.
Anchorage, we have Anchorage Brewing Company. It's time for a change. Pilsner, dry hopped with Saison hops, and that's it. It's a whopping 3.5.
We're starting light.
I'm
with
swinging
this.
low today, boys.
Well, trust
Are
me.
you? Oh.
That was unexpected from a Pilsner?
Yeah, well,
I swear I didn't drop it or shake it or anything.
It's an overfilled can. I don't know what it is.
All right. I'm glad I...
Oh, you're fine.
Hey, I didn't get a bunch of pulp in mine this time.
See, we're moving up.
All right, so there was that. Man, it's getting all kinds of exciting here tonight.
Yeah, well, you know,
We've started off with 2
I mean,
cans.
we're talking about spooge or smooge, or I don't even know anymore.
Yeah,
just explosions.
Explosions everywhere.
I didn't shake it up. That's for sure.
That's why we got the...
Yeah. Is one of those glasses
The
gone?
towel of mistakes over there.
And the mat underneath.
Hey.
Right where he belongs, is the bottom.
Does that make you a top, John?
Are you confirming that?
I'm just trying to clarify.
All the head on my beer went into the mat.
Yeah.
So it
Clear.
looks like a Pilsner.
Walks like a
smells
duck,
like
quacks
one.
like a duck,
Biscuity.
right?
Matt, what's the proper way to pour a Pilsner? Do you remember?
Quick and dirty. I don't know. No one really cares.
5 minutes.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah. From over. Is that like the way
That's
it's
legit thing,
meant to be done, or is that just
Yeah.
they were doing as a
No,
good
that's how you-
an excellent marketing campaign?
No, that's how they do it.
Well,
No one does it, but that
it's
place.
hard. It's hard to pour it
Traditional.
over 5 minutes when it explodes right when you open it.
It's true.
So
True.
Pete just said it's hard to do anything over 5 minutes. Is that what?
that's true too.
That's what I heard.
We're gonna do the other 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Not very much.
Roll
What's
over,
what's
go to
on
bed.
Netflix?
I mean, that's maybe an episode of Sex or Love, Death, and Robots.
TikTok? I don't know.
Right? So that a 5 minute pour is the way a Pils is supposed to be poured. You mean like across the board? That's the ideal. Like that's the Starbucks of Pilsners. This is the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah, because the beer going through, you'll get that big head, and that supposed to as that beer goes through that big head, it releases the aromatics of the beer, and
Can we be honest?
allegedly,
When we had that 5 minute Pils, I sat there and waited for 5 minutes, and I don't know that I got that much more enjoyment out of a 5 minute later, more expensive Pilsner than I got out of a regular, just wham bang poured. Here you go, Pilsner.
I mean, it's a Pilsner, so
yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, is it really worth that? That juice doesn't seem to be worth the squeeze.
I've never waited 5 minutes. I'm not waiting 5 minutes for a Pilsner. It's a Pilsner.
I get what you're
I'm
saying.
going to pour it and drink that sucker.
Yeah, like-
or I'm not even pouring it. I'm probably drinking it right out of the can.
Even like a nitro
Yeah,
tap
that's fair.
stout, like
That's
I can give that a minute because I know nitro takes a minute, it gets nice and frothy and crummy.
Okay.
But that's not even 5 minutes. And sometimes I'll make a Shamrock in there if it's like a really well trained bartender. But a 5 minute Pils just seems. I'm not sad that I tried it, but I don't think I need to again. That's off my list.
Yeah. This is once again, it's a drying beer. It does have that hoppiness to it that it said it had.
Yeah.
I think it's exactly what it says it is.
Sorry, I zoned out for a minute. Did we say it's a hoppy Pils or just a Pils?
It's hoppy pills.
Okay.
It's a dry hopped with saisons.
All right, that does make sense. I don't know, it's a little more hop forward than a standard Pils, but not a lot though. Like for a hoppy Pils, I might have expected more hop present, or am I drunk?
Well, it probably doesn't come through because it's dry hopped.
I mean, so dry hopping should add more of the hop flavors and aromas to it.
Now this could be an older can as well, so I can give them the benefit. I don't know if this is a fresh one. I just saw it in there. I was like, ooh, Anchorage, and I didn't realize it was a Pilsner type. Right
Maybe most of the hop forward stuff went out the foam when it exploded.
It might have fallen out.
I don't think I think hop's present though. I'm a little bit confused because
Well, it is there, but I just mean I kind of like for a hoppy Pils. This doesn't taste that much more hoppy than what I would perceive in normal Pils.
Yeah, I mean, it just says dry hopped. It doesn't say, like,
Well, usually the dry hopping is where I think you're getting more of that
sauce
hop
hops.
present.
sauce.
I mean, I think it's good. I'm not slamming it. Just kind of like funny for me having it because I haven't had that many hoppy Pils that I'm aware of, and I kind of would imagine like if you're advertising a hoppy Pils, like when I think of hops and like hop forward, I'm thinking like West Coasty IPAs, and this doesn't have like anywhere near that level of hop to it. and I don't know that's that dramatically different from a standard IPA to me, or standard Pilsner. I mean, to me, like on the hop scale.
I like it.
I think it's good. Like I said, it's not like a slam. Just I'm kind of more learning for me on what a hoppy Pils versus a regular Pils differentiation is.
So I think with the regular Pils, you're getting more of that crisp, clean, biscuity sort of flavors.
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'm getting a little less biscuit. Maybe is that right? So it's maybe shifting the primary focus more than like one being like a superseding.
Maybe treat this as an IPA starter for beginners.
If a Pilsner and an
you're-
IPA,
you just got out of college, you've been drinking Keystone Lights for the last 4 years.
Oh,
You want to continue. You want to continue drinking your Keystone Lights, but you want to extend your palate. This is a good way to jump in and not get smashed in the face.
This is a good toe on the water beer. I'll give you that. But with Anchorage being where it's at and the cost of it, it's kind of a hard to acquire and higher price of entry for a transition beer. But
Yes,
I respect what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Like the flavor profile is a good get into craft beer.
And the one thing I'll readily admit to is I'm not an expert in hops and the flavor profiles each hops provides.
Don't you have a beer show?
I do. But kind of looking up what Saw's hops are, I mean, I've heard of it before, but once again, what they each one provides, I'm not an expert in. But really, it just says kind of like herbal.
I get earthy tones.
Yeah, and that's really, it's not grassy, it's not piney,
right.
But it's not citrusy or anything like that either. It's just herbal.
Which I think complements the Pilsner better. And again, it wasn't me like slamming the beer or what they made. I was kind of trying to learn for me on like when I see hoppy Pils what I should expect.
Yeah.
Like this is it. Like I think the way you said, like it kind of takes the focus off the biscuit and more onto a hop flavor, not necessarily a dominant, strong hop forward flavor, just more hoppy than biscuity.
Right.
So that makes sense. I can get behind that.
You get that little bit of drying bitterness, lingering bitterness that is not overly bitter by any means. It's like Pete said, it's not going to turn off a newbie.
It's almost more just like a clean finish.
Yeah.
You know.
It is. And like you said, the price point would shy people away from my original statement.
Well, now if you're in Alaska though, this shit's readily available. It's a great, if you're one of the 3 people that live in Alaska and are trying to get into craft beer because you're already into craft beer because you have this place right around the corner.
Yeah.
As well as at least 2 other breweries that I'm told are potentially equally as good from my buddy that lives in Alaska.
Well,
maybe we should send us a package.
yeah. Well
you don't want Shay's package on your door, trust me.
All right, so I go first
You
here.
go first this time.
I do like it. It's really crisp and clean. It is a drier finish, but
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
we're not comparing beers, but it wasn't chunky, so that's good. I'm gonna give it a 3.25.
Okay. Well, I would normally have Matt go next, but he's doing his dish bitch duties.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's crisp. I think it's clean. I think it's well made. I'm going to go a 3.5 on it.
Okay.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I'm going to rate it for what it is more than how I prefer it. As not a big Pilsner guy, this is higher than I would go personal score, but quality of how it was made, flavor, and it was kind of interesting, unique, lower ABV than I care for. So again, what it deserves, not what I give it, 3.5.
So there we are, 3.5 average.
Yet again,
Apparently,
Anchorage makes a good beer. Like whatever they're setting out to do, they're like, this is what we're gonna do, and it seems like they cash in on it like 9 times out of 10. They very rarely falter on stuff that we have had.
Yeah.
I feel.
so the trend is John and off-screen Matt are just going to agree all day, and my vote doesn't count. So I'll just quit voting.
We'll see. We'll see.
Give it
So, you like
time.
that?
Before you head to that
Yeah.
one, there's so many different things we talk about. So we've got all sorts of different events coming up soon, right?
Ooh, yes.
So we got Tipton on Tap next Saturday.
You mean or not this coming, but the one following? No, this coming
it is
Saturday.
This coming Saturday.
See, next Saturday been playing the Saturday after.
So, like, is that June 4th?
This Saturday, June 4th.
This coming Saturday.
This coming Saturday, June 4th, Tipton on Tap. I'm sure they still have tickets available. Let's just go to Indiana Untap. Let's go to their Facebook page, probably the easiest way.
As you see on the right of the screen, the second one down.
Is that where they are?
That is where they are.
Good.
In case you want
Thank
to
you.
appoint
Appreciate
helper
that.
outer.
Appreciate that. So, not there.
He's got it.
Not there.
Yep, perfect.
Indiana Untapped for all your beer fest festivities.
It's actually right above Water Performance Technology. I wonder where that came
who's that?
from.
I don't know who that
Who's
guy
that guy?
I heard it's ugly though.
He's ugly. He is ugly. So what other events you have? So the Tipton is this weekend.
Yep, Tipton is this weekend. End of June we have Anderson on tap,
Okay.
and then there's Brookville. What is it? Libations by the Levee or something like that. I could be wrong with that name, but going down to Brookville in
That
July.
sounds fun. Yeah. Can we canoe? Cabrew?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Make a weekend out of it?
I'd be happy with that.
I mean, because Brookville's definitely got canoeing. They frown upon cabrewing, but if you just sneak it in there, they kind of usually turn an eye.
Sweet.
At least it's been a year since I've been there, but that was then.
I'm down for that. We've got, and it's been announced, so coming in August, the Battles of the Band Beer Fest at Indie Craft Brew in Muncie. Tyler's been the one kind of running point on this. However, if you get a VIP ticket, I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to be the way to go because the VIP ticket will be hosted by the Two Beerded Guys. So,
Nice.
yeah, we are going to be hamming it up, having a great time.
Extra thick!
It's the only thing I really got that maybe applied.
It works, actually. I like it.
That's good. So what do you get with the VIP ticket over a normal ticket? You get in earlier, right?
So you're going to get in there earlier, number one. Number two, there's going to be a tent just for VIPs. And in that tent, the Two Beerded Guys are going to be pouring a bunch of exclusive beers.
From different breweries, they're going to bring in their special beers just for the VIPs for you guys to pour.
So you don't
Plus-
only get early admin, you don't only just get to hang out in a tent with us exclusively, but you also get extra special beers.
And Indie Craft Brew does a really good job of bringing in a variety of different beers that you can't find elsewhere in Indiana. So there's going to be some of those in there.
Okay, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, they Total Wine and Cons are three of the places that I've been to that seem to always have a good selection of harder to find stuff. If you're in the indie
As a bottle
area,
shop,
those are like
absolutely.
three of the places that I always recommend checking out because they always have some of the best selections of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then patrons can come back to that VIP tent anytime during the day. And it's probably, I'm assuming it's going to be hot because it's summer.
Yeah, it's
right?
August 27th.
So you got
We are
a
in the
tent to go
Midwest.
hang out in, you know. When is it? August 20th?
August 27th.
Oh, a week after our BrewBQ.
It is.
Okay.
It is. August is going to be crazy.
See, Pete's not just teeing up. He's figuring out what he's going to get for his VIP ticket that he's debating buying right now.
Yep.
Just gonna,
I see the wheel spinning, the hamsters jumping in. He's catching up to speed here.
So we'll get a chance, and as Tyler comes back,
Yeah,
from
we
his
finally
baseball,
wrangled Tyler back on screen. We'll get some more, official
Should be
deets.
discount codes and things like that we can throw out there because I think actually, yeah, there's some sort of tie-in with some of the tickets we sell and be good.
That's awesome.
And as a former Funsonian, I'm kind of happy to see that something like this is going to Muncie for people to have a festival to go there. Living in Muncie before and always have to drive down to Indy for the beer fest and stuff was something I kind of looked forward to and did. But driving back can be a bit of an issue. So
Yeah.
if you're in Muncie and or Ball State and you get to have your own festival there, that's pretty cool. And it might also bring people from Indy up that way as well. So then pump some money back into the old Muncie local. So I support this. And if you're there, no better time to check out one of the top 100 beer stops in the nation than to go check out the Herat.
Yeah,
Downtown Muncie, shout out.
I like it.
All right. Hey, what are some of the breweries that are in Muncie?
Guardian is in Muncie, and actually, I believe Guardian Brewery is the guys that bought the Herat.
Yeah,
So
I think you're
it's
right.
in hands of local Munsonian guys there also, so that they got took over by hopefully some guys that are going to do good and do right with it. I know there's at least one or two others, but they didn't pop up until after I left, so I'm not too sure what their names are off the top of my head.
Oh, hey. How's soccer
Alrighty.
practice? I'm waiting for an answer.
I don't have it.
You didn't have practice?
Did you get sprinkled on by a unicorn again?
No.
All right, love you. On to our next beer.
All right, we have fall.
John is 8 shades of red right now. It's great.
Fall Brewing Company out of San Diego, California. The beer is Moving in Stereo. It's a West Coast IPA. We finally have an ABV that's almost equal to the last two beers
Combined.
So, I'm assuming we're going to get all the hops that you were hoping in that last Pilsner.
No, he was not
and
hoping for it.
No, it was less a hope, just more of a clarification. And I shout out to Fall Brewing. When I was in San Diego last month or so, I was out there. The one night I actually got to go out and have like a personal night before we left. It's like, dude, I'm going somewhere. Looked up, there's a few breweries over there right by the convention center where they house San Diego Comic-Con, which I've been about 10 years ago for Comic-Con one time. Blast, would recommend if you can, and they're interested in going. But I was like, all right, let's see what we got around here for breweries. There's a couple of them. For some reason, this one kind of called out to me. Their brewery, or their tap room for this one's called the Golden Rhino. It's got a giant papier-mâché rhino head that's painted gold there.
Cool.
Really cool, eclectic looking thing inside. It's got like the swinger, like horseshoe booths that you sit in, a whole bunch of different chandeliers inside, cool atmosphere and ambience. And when I went there, I was like, talked to the dude that was bartending. Moses was his name. Awesome cat. Walked me.
Moses. Shout out Moses.
Yeah, no, he was so awesome because he told me all about the brewery, told me about their beers. They had 18 taps there, so they had plenty of stuff. It was almost exclusively them, so they make a lot of different beers. And everything I tried there was like a solid, like, you know, base hit. Like, they didn't have anything that I disliked. I tried a lot of stuff that I not my beer styles. I was really impressed with them, and it was a really great time. So if you're in California or that way in San Diego, I would highly recommend checking out Fall.
I mean, hops are there right in the nose.
Yes.
Clean. I mean, as clear as could be. It is not a hazy boy.
No, it is not. And on the can, it tells you it's a West Coast IPA, and that's all the information you need.
Yeah. If you know, you know. You don't need anything
You don't
else.
need. You're like, oh, we can give you more, but you don't need it. Less is more in this.
I would agree. And I thought it was kind of funny, too, because I tried a flight or two, and then I was like, all right, you know, I need one extra beer. Like, surprise me with whatever you pick for the last one. Like, I kind of chalked it with him a little bit. He gave me this one, and I drank. I was like, dude, this is really good. I was like, this is a West Coasty that I can drink. Like, it's got the West Coast profiles and prominence of hop flavor there, but this is more approachable to the non-West Coasty guy like I am. I thought it was really good.
IBUs on there?
Yes, it does. Would you like
What
to
is the
know?
IBUs?
Yeah, it's not that bitter. It's that's the thing for me with those. I think the West Coast stuff.
I said it did. It does not.
That'd be interesting because large IBU numbers doesn't necessarily mean more bitter. Oftentimes it is, but that's not what it means. So I'd be interested to see because this is not like
Hop your face.
yeah, like taste bud exploding, destroying IPA. This is the West Coast. You're getting that pine, you're getting that grass.
But it's a well
Good malt
balanced.
character.
It's a good balance. It's not like all up in your face about it. Like
I'm not
That's
a
why I
big
was like,
West Coast guy, and I like this.
right. That's why I was so pumped that he gave me this. That's why I brought a 4-pack back. So I was like, we got to try this on the show because this is a West Coast that's well done.
Yeah.
It's got the West Coast-ness, but it's more approachable and drinkable.
I
I was
really-
really impressed with this.
I really want to know what Tyler would think of this.
There's 2 more cans up in the
Because he's
Oh
Mr.
no!
West
I mean,
Coast guy.
this was the only one that we had. I let the cat back. Yeah, there's 2 more cans upstairs though, so that's why part of the reason I picked this. Like, well, worst case, we don't like it. Best case, he's got a whole can he can take home.
There you go.
Mr. West Coast lover of palate destroyers.
Yeah, so this is not the palate destroyer, but it is very West Coast on like everything else though, is it not?
Yeah.
It is. I like it.
Right? This blew me away, and I was like, man, this is like the home run that they had. Everything they had, like I tried a natural funky sour that was like blood orange or tangerine or something. I was like, well, let's give it a try. It's got a cool name, and it was much like this. It had all that funk to it, but it wasn't the overwhelming like all up in your taste buds and blowing you up. But you could tell what it was that naturally fermented. That's what I was trying to think of. And I was like, man, that was really good too. Like everything they had was solid.
Balance is just beautiful.
So our West Coast IPAs, so are they usually as clear as this? Or,
Yeah.
or okay.
The
They're
hazies
not
are more
in
normally
hazies.
East Coast.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure if it was, maybe it's not as smack you in the face because it went through some extra filtering process or something.
No.
'Cause sometimes when they do that, it takes some of those top end flavors out.
Because
that some people don't like.
Yeah, because a lot of the mineral that's in there that flavor would adhere to is
Yeah.
removed from the water, right?
Well,
Watermelon just to do that. Ha!
it's interesting.
But West Coasties were always normally like a really hyper clear beer, but just like piney and dank and palate destroying.
Yeah.
And this one's got the clear and the flavor, but not palate smashing.
This is really, really good. That's what I have.
Well, Matt gets to go first, and I get to go last. I like it.
I'm actually on our scale. We try to be more objective than subjective. I know that kind of bleeds in sometimes, and we did establish too, like, we do have to think of like, well, if I was going to get this style of beer, especially if it's not like a thing for us, I didn't put that asterisk in the scale description, but if I was to get a West Coast IPA, even though it's not my style, what would I get this one? With that in mind, I'm giving this one a 4.5 because this is one, like, I don't like the West Coast IPAs, and I really enjoy this. I think it's got all of the ness and all the notes of what you'd expect from a West Coast, but it's just more approachable, well balanced, and well crafted, and a more broader audience accepting.
I think that well crafted is the key word there. It is done really well. God, I'm not going to be with Matt on this one, but I'm at 4.25. I 100% would, if I wanted a West Coast, I'm like, that West Coast from them was really tasty. I'm going to go find it. So,
All right.
4.25.
So, I was going to go 4, so that makes it an easy 4.25.
Was, and you changed your mind, or you are?
No, I'm still going 4. I had it. I just didn't want us to pick. I
don't agree with John?
I don't want to be the guy that does not pick his score because he doesn't want John's score to be the leading one again, right? But at least you guys quit picking the same crap. So,
I know. He said his,
done.
and I was just like, all right, I'm going to be different.
No, I do. I mean, it's really good. I am not a West Coast IPA guy. No. I am not ever hunting for a West Coast IPA, ever. Maybe for a birthday present for someone. And then I don't even care what it is. I'll just buy it for you. But that one I would actually seek out if I was looking for an IPA. It was light, and I mean, from the standpoint, it's a 6.3. And it's quite drinkable.
Not overwhelming, but strong enough.
Not sessionable, but I honestly was just like, this is...
Well, it's not a double or a triple, so you're not expecting
sessionable.
8 or anything,
Hey, it definitely was... I mean...
And I like their little logo guy, if you guys can't see it. Because on the can...
It's like Felix the Cat.
He's like Felix. It's a nice little ripoff. Hopefully they don't get in trouble for that one. Before the show started, we were having conversations about breweries that tend to rip off maybe font names, whatever it is.
I'm going to say lean upon an established something or other.
Something into a cease and desist, And we were giving shout out to this certain brewery because they made it 2 years before they had to change their name.
That's a good run. I mean,
that
a lot of places like will put out one run of a beer like C and D.
Right. Well, and let's go with they've been open for 4 years. We had 2 years of COVID that nobody had anything to do other than sit around and pick on people. So there are companies out there just looking to...
I thought everyone just sat around and got drunk. So
well, I mean, that's maybe that's how they found them. They were looking for new beers, and they're like, hey, look at this. Hey, that's our logo and name and color scheme. Holy smokes, they did nothing different.
They just dropped one word from our name.
they dropped the front part.
I'm going to go to their website and see if I can find...
Did you say they dropped the front part?
I did.
Like
it was a full on flashing.
Is that like there's a lot of peat down there?
There's a lot of peat down there.
They have a lager called Devil's Right Hand.
That was not there when I was there. Although I did bring also back the hazy IPA that's got Snake Plissken on it from Escape from New York and LA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They didn't have that on draft, but I was like, Snake Plissken's come with me.
All right, so why?
While John's busy not working on his show.
Yeah.
Pete, what's that next beer?
We have a Drecker Brewing Company. The Peach and Black Currant Brains Double Fruit Smoothie Sour. I am going to roll this
Gentle roll.
because I do not want a whole nother glass of chunks.
I can't make too much fun of you about it. It's our fault. We should have mentioned it because every time I have a sour like this at my apartment, and people be like, the few times that people come over, it's not much, not popular, but I'll have beers like this sitting in the fridge, just like waiting to share for the inevitable, like once every 6 months when I get guests. And then I'm just so excited that I open the can, pour it. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to roll it.
Nothing. But you know what? Nothing beats the time that I poured one on this show and a giant hop landed in John's glass. I was like, it's just, I don't think they filtered at all.
No.
I think they swept up the floor and threw it in
Threw it in the bright tank.
Oh snap! Chris Ream just jumped on. He is down in Tennessee at Yeehaw Brewing.
How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, he sent me a picture. He's on the Gatlinburg Strip of the famous car museum, like the stuff it's on the main drag in Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Got like one of the Batmobiles, the General Lee,
Yep.
a whole bunch of the movie cars that are in there. And I was like, oh, I know exactly where you're standing. You should be right in front of Cooters. Because if you recall the Dukes of Hazzard, there was Cooters.
Can you stop by the beef jerky place, buddy?
It's right beside Cooters.
it's that little area that goes back there.
Oh, what's underneath Mellow Mushroom? I know. I've spent a little bit of time in Tennessee. It's got country down there. I love Tennessee.
All right. So I spread
touristy
out.
trap as it
I
is.
did spread out the chunks in this one.
And she's thick, like she should be.
That was not the button I meant to push. Let's try that again.
Extra thick!
Which the brains is the first one that we had from Drecker, and nothing is.
Oh.
Everything else is usually good, but like the brains really seems to be the piece de resistance of their series. I
Remember
feel.
peach and blackcurrant? That blackcurrant's popping.
All right. So we've got on the malt, we have pale 2-row wheat and savor malt. And then we have on the hop, Magnum, hops. And
Magnum,
then,
good for it.
Yeah, lactose. The Magnum is the huge hop. And the House of Ale. And then gimmicks. I like how they just like, look.
I know.
Currant,
We're
more
gonna
currant,
just-
blackberry, more
we're just-
blackberry.
Yeah, we're just going to throw a bunch of shit on the can and hope it sticks.
Call spade a spade,
And
man. Here's what it is.
So here's our gimmick portion. We've got peach, more peach, blackcurrant, more blackcurrant, sea salt, lactose sugar, and vanilla bean. They put vanilla bean at the very end because you're probably not going to taste it.
We have noticed Drecker uses vanilla bean as
A balancing agent.
Okay.
And it does give it that smoother, I feel like, sweeter finish.
Yeah.
So it's not a vanilla prominent. It's more of a
Blends it
flavor
together.
carrier.
Yep.
Much like we've discovered, and to my chagrin, coconut can be a balancing flavor carrier more than a prominent flavor. I despise coconut more than
Yes, that's
a
where-
thousand flaming suns.
That's why we're brothers from another mother, because we're not IPA guys and we both love bourbon and coconut sucks.
And we both got a lot down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Built like a small rabbit.
Can of tuna, really.
All right. You know what? This is pretty refreshing.
Yeah. The blackcurrant, I think, is the prominent flavor in this. You get some of that tartness from it. Mm-hmm. Is it crushable? Not that it needs to be, but
Well, I don't think like a smoothie like with this texture and consistency, is going to be a crushable beer.
Are you gonna crush?
But it's a
any
really-
smoothie beer.
It is
Yeah.
a really refreshing beer, though. Like
I
this,
crushed that fucking smooge earlier.
I can't even on the smooches. They're so sweet. Okay, it does not show the ABV on there. I just wanted to see.
Drecker usually ends up pulling down a pretty reasonable ABV for these. Like, it's usually around like I think a 6-ish something for a brain series.
Not my favorite of the brains. It's still good though.
Well, I've never had any of the brains, so
Oh, you haven't
as a brain virgin, I like it.
Glad.
Well, you know what? It's a more Smooch has a lot of the light banana, strawberry,
I
pina
mean,
colada. They're tropical light fruits. I want to say on the yellow fruit side, right?
Yep. Okay.
Everything has pineapple.
I get that.
Or peach or something. This has a more robust fruit flavors in it that are. I think if you're going to drink the smooch, it's like the spring. This bad boy plays well in the late fall. You know, I could smash this by a campfire as a smoothie one.
I mean, this does seem kind of like a good fall flavor. Like I say, that's not the first place I would have gone, but I could totally agree with that.
If I'm comparing the two, right?
I mean, this seems like
a
a good fall-y flavor. Like, I think you're right. According to Untapped, the Brains... Oh, that says Brain Squeeze. Never mind. We'll try again. Go, as you were.
So I think... I don't want to compare, okay? But all the different brands we've had, we always comment how well they use that vanilla as that blending agent. And this one, to me, this is the first one from them that it doesn't quite balance that out. I get a way more tart from that black currant than I was anticipating.
Although it's still like it's not a pucker tart. It's more, I think, what people are going to normally expect from a sour flavor.
Sure.
Most of the ones we have, they're not that sour. There's like a refreshing, like, hint of tart, and this one's like more tart.
And don't
I
get
kind
me
of
wrong,
like it for the difference, actually. But
Drecker and the sours that they do, these fruited sours that a lot of different places do, they're still top notch. And this is still, I would take this over most any other place's fruited sours. Hey, this is delicious. It's just not what I've come to expect from their Brain series.
Ooh, okay. I did find Brains Peach and Black Currant on Untapped. This is such a fun... we haven't been a while since we've done the ABV guess game. And these are always all over... Well, in a reasonable spread.
Okay.
Like, I think John and I will give you a little bit of a hint, Pete. Like, normally they're like a 6-ish range. Like, somewhere plus or minus of that on the Brain series, I feel. Sometimes higher, sometimes a little lower. So, this is going to be a little bit of a darted board, but what do you guys think this was? Since I know something you don't know.
Well, it's either going to be high or low, so I'll go high.
Okay.
I'm going to go
So we're playing high-low now?
7.1.
I'll go 5-2.
All right. Pete is closest without going over. It is 7.3 according to Untapped.
Wow, all right.
I like it. See? Knowing that, it just got a little better on my scale.
Right? That's
right?
Yeah.
That's one of the things I do appreciate about Drecker is, I don't want to say it's sneaky boozy, but this stuff is usually boozier than you expect from this type of smoothie sour. It's got more ABV. It's still very drinkable, and you don't normally notice that it's that much booze in it.
Yeah.
Which is something I do applaud them for.
I was sitting here thinking, I was just like, what booze would I add to this? I mean, I think...
At 7.3,
American
you don't
liquor
have
is
to add
vodka?
much.
Well, I was just thinking, I was like, well, maybe I'll try that.
There is a
vodka,
bottle right
man.
there if you want to dab it slash in it, you know. Little dab will do you.
I'm going to do that.
I can't wait to get that Fresco later with it.
Shut up.
There's nothing like having
Shout out gin with American liquor.
13%er now.
Are you saying no to the vodka splash there?
No. I'm not a communist. Come on now.
I did just finish Stranger Things. I mean, that's pretty on.
I haven't watched season 4
I wasn't
yet.
gonna say anything,
Okay,
but
3,
I was just gonna say that it is amazing.
I didn't want to put much in there because we only have a splash left of our beer.
A little dab will do you.
A little dab.
A little down. Well, and we got to save some for the Fresca.
We do. We surely do. I'm really excited for that experiment.
I mean, that. I'm not mad at that.
Actually, you know what? Even with the shot of vodka in there, the fruit flavor masked the alcohol once again.
Yeah.
It
really did.
It didn't really add anything.
Until
but I know
the very end, I had no idea there was vodka in
Oh,
there.
now
Even though
see,
I saw it go in there.
this gets you in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, it
That
could.
combo says you might pee your pants at the cookout
That
on the way to
combo
the
says
bathroom.
you like to mambo.
You might dance
That
with
was a terrible joke.
somebody's
I apologize.
aunt and get in trouble at the party. Who
Is
knows?
it step ant?
I don't know. You went to your buddy's cookout and all of a sudden
Is that like
you
Paul?
were grinding with Aunt Sally over there.
No, it's like Paul Rudd from Rescue Rangers. Originally, it's called Aunt Man. Too soon?
No. Shout out. Okay, so Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station,
Our drunken shenanigans.
and our Two Beer Guys drunken movie reviews. Turns Up Radio is the sponsor of that. Without them, we could not do our drunken movie reviews because basically they pay and host it. So it's awesome.
We heart you guys.
We just get drunk and then we talk about a movie. So
It's a pretty great gig, really.
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, and we shall shortly be doing Rescue Rangers, as aforementioned.
Yes.
So that's going to be the next review that you guys will be seeing and hearing once we can get that recorded.
Yep, that'll be recorded next week because Tyler's got baseball. But
What, were you playing cricket there? What was that?
I don't know. I think baseball's dumb.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, God. I am excited for that conversation, though, because I think there's a good debate that I think you and I are going to be tag teaming Tyler. I said what I said.
I think so, too. Like, I appreciate it.
I feel like John and I have a more similar viewpoint of this movie than...
I think they lean into something too heavily.
And upon rewatching, I feel more... Because I watched it again Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday we watched it. And I was only reconfirmed on my beliefs of my outlook of the movie. I still enjoyed it, think it's very good. But...
It doesn't mean I don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I think they lean into something heavily, and just they overdo it.
I wouldn't even say overdue, but it's kind of like the main focal was that. And
Yeah.
I think they could have done some other stuff with it that I feel that there's a lot more potential they didn't quite tap.
It's called a tease, people. Once we actually record the goddamn episode next week and release it, you'll be actually able to listen and see what we're talking about. Or
There you are.
Hear what we're talking about.
All right.
Podcast.
Yes.
Woo!
So
Back to the beer, boys.
let's have some fun with this one. So John gets to go first.
I do.
You're actually going to give 2 ratings.
Okay.
One as just the beer, and one with the vodka.
All right.
Because it was actually 2 drinks there.
Yeah, John's like, I'm up for the challenge.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
Why not change up?
Give
So-
that beer some more power.
The beer itself, I was going to give a 3.75. I think it's tremendous. Not quite what I expect from Brains, but just I have super high expectations from Brains and Drecker in general. So
Okay.
don't let that, like, it's awesome. If you see it, you should buy it. I'm not going to seek this one out. I'll seek some others out, not this one. With the vodka, specifically not any vodka, but the American liquor vodka, which is a 4-grain.
Tastes different than any other vodka I've ever had. Normally, I despise vodka, but that one I thoroughly enjoy. I was sipping on that last night and today, just casually out of a cup with nothing in it.
Wheat, rye, potato, and corn. It is, some would say, the bourbon drinker's vodka.
I think some would. And as a bourbon drinker, I would endorse that statement. I might be one of those people.
Honestly, I'd add that to almost anything I'm drinking. I think it enhances and complements a lot of variety of different drinks. So I'd seek that out if it had that in it. So
Would you use that
Go for it.
and the Martin House Pickle Beer to make your Bloody Mary?
yeah.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
there you are.
Yeah.
Now we're onto
And
something.
then throw a moonshine pickle in there just to kill yourself.
Oh.
Yeah,
and of
see?
course, a piece of bacon.
Take notes.
All right.
You writing all this down, Pete?
I did. So I'm on the same line as John on this one, but I'm 0.25 points higher on both my. I like it. It's
So
a
you're not
4.
the
I'm going to
same.
seek it out. I've never had so. Yes,
I'm the same as him, but more.
yes, I'm more. All the lady listeners, just remember I'm more. Than,
He did say there's a lot of Pete down there. So
You know what? I'm good enough for second place, evidently. It's fine.
good enough for second place. Oh, but see, I've never had any of Drecker's.
you never had any
brains.
brains?
I've never
Were you
had
like
any
Scarecrow or
brains.
what?
Yeah, I am the Scarecrow, right? That's what I asked for.
If I only had a brain.
So, I am going to seek it out. I've never had one of those. And so, and yes, you're second place. By the way, before the show started, John cooked some ribs today and saved one for me. And I told him it was awesome. It'd be great for a second or third place finish.
For the record, he did take it off my plate, so you could have one. Just so you know that the stuff that we all gave up for that, for you to try a rip.
I don't feel sorry for you, but thank you.
I do. 'Cause, you know, I'm pretty okay at the second place.
Yeah, you're okay with the second place. I mean, it was a pretty good non-traditional, non-winning rib. I would say it was good in that category.
Oh, man.
Matt, what do you say on this?
I I was going to agree with Pete, but no, I adore the Brain series from Drecker. I think all of them have been very good and successful. This one, I think the things that John is detracting from this, it being different and not having that balance and being a little more tart, is something I kind of appreciate about this because it does separate it out from the rest of the Brain series we have had. It makes it a little bit different, and it makes it a little more of that sour style. I thought it was refreshing and different. I really enjoyed this. I'm going to go with a 4, like Pete. And I think the 1/4 point bump is pretty fair for adding the American Liquors Bourbon Drinkers Vodka.
All right. I like it.
And that seems like a great point since we're blasted right past 7:45 to almost 8.
Good.
Seems like a good point for our little break ski so John can relieve his bladder bag.
And say hi to the girls upstairs.
Maybe that.
There you are.
I don't know. Have you gotten past your like mid-break pee? Is that where we're at now? Have you built up a tolerance? Like you stretch that thing out?
Finally.
Okay. So it's like any other muscle. You just got to keep working it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, this has been a great hour one because it has been an hour
It has
one.
been an hour.
Thank you for hanging out with us. That's no one actually watching and talking if you are watching us.
Tiara from earlier, thank you. Tiana, or I forget her name.
Yeah, the screen kind of blacked out there for some when I refreshed it. The comments are gone, so I can't see it. But thank you for watching before the show started, and we'll be back. That is
Ugly Pete.
and
Modog B&Q.
I'm off screen Matt. We'll be back here in just a few.
beards and awesome hats. Two bearded guys. Oh yes they are 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 two bearded guys. Two bearded guys.
Woo!
Hey, don't be a bad hole.
I do.
It's literally behind your head that you're a little taller than Tyler, so normally we can see that, but yeah. Welcome back to hour 2 of Two Bearded Guys. We got Alex Chambers is on. I don't know if he just didn't say anything the whole first hour and was silent and wanted to see us like struggle to get comments, but what's up, buddy? He says he agrees. Tyler does suck.
He does.
We appreciate your commentary.
Hopefully you guys are winning, Tyler. Hopefully. Unless regionals is next Monday, then fucking.
Yeah, like I said, we're never gonna see him back. He's too busy baseball. He's too busy sporting now. Like
sporting.
He's like,
it'll be hard for me to make it over here in Philly.
That's fair.
Just to let you know.
He's putting the baseball in the Hooper Ball loop, and
Hooper Ball loop.
Is that how that works?
I think
Baseball's dumb.
and then you get a home run. I don't know.
All right.
That was a touchdown.
Oh, I thought it was touchback. Okay, all right. See, I'm way off on this.
The 3-pointer at least.
For sure. Might be a 5-pointer. Alex says, ew, Tyler. That's probably the best comment ever.
I know.
It's just, ew, Tyler. I like the simplicity. Sometimes less is more, and that really shows it.
Yes.
Great job, Alex.
Love it.
That was a 3-point home run right there.
And a safety.
And a safety. Oh, my goodness. Lord help us. All right, we're going to jump onto this other beer.
All right.
Are we okay with that?
Yeah, I was just trying to get those laughs out first. I think we're good.
All right.
And somebody else who tuned in today on this Memorial Day special edition of Two Bearded Guys.
Yeah.
Which normally the special edition of Memorial Day Two Bearded Guys is really just us drinking all day and then nobody watches because everybody's out doing their family things, which is cool. Like it's out.
Yeah, totally gets it. Also, Alex says, but also, we got Pete here.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just presume that's supposed to be like, I'm walking here, like in a New Yorker thing or something.
Or Alex just excited because Pete's here.
Which also going back to Rescue Rangers. Yeah, pizza's bagels in New York and Yankees. Like,
Oh, that goddamn movie.
it is quotable. I gotta give it that.
All right.
If I can remember.
Let's move on out of this
Yeah,
stupid
3 weeks
Rescue
later.
Ranger thing again. All right, so we got an odd muse. The lesson learned.
We're going to do 2 Odd Muse breweries in a row.
We are. Well,
He said he's gonna
somebody named
separate 'em out,
John
then he
was
lied.
too lazy to take another picture.
I took the picture already and I was posting it.
It was not posted. You were just too lazy to tag another brewery. And
Sure.
yes. So it's a triple hazy IPA. So I'm expecting this not to be clear like our West Coast.
Right.
And
So that is...
this is... Once again, it's like the West Coast IPA. They told you what you need to know. No other information.
So they've learned from watching Two Bearded Guys, if you put one on the can, better be in the can. So now, like, let's omit some details that way we don't put ourselves into a corner that we can't fight out of.
Like every peanut butter stout we've ever had on this show.
God damn.
That's added, oh, you need to look for the hint of this or anything.
Peanut butter is so hard to do, I
Right.
found. Like, why is peanut butter so hard, but it's so delicious?
You know what? A lot less people have been making those. So
It's...
they aren't the thing they were 3 years ago.
Well, I think that I feel as though producing a good quality peanut butter beer has become either tougher or it's just hard to execute correctly. So a lot of breweries that we've tried swing and I don't think hit the mark.
You can't use an extract.
I wonder if they just kind of dialed away because they realized that it's just not hitting, and that's why we're not seeing the surplus anymore. But I agree, or maybe it's just we're not in stout season either. But
Now, I do like the artwork on this can with the tortoise and the hare.
just this passing the nose, like
Is it?
not even my nose,
Yeah,
it's
tropical fruits.
just like wafting in
Yeah.
front of my face. It's fruity. This smells really good. Also, Alex says it's ooh Tyler, yay Pete.
Ooh, that's a bumper sticker.
Write that down. That should be a beer.
That is. That,
Ooh, Tyler, yay, Pete.
That's it.
And he says, also, we love John, but we don't say it enough.
That's fair.
Aw,
I'm
Alex.
underappreciated. It's fine.
Yeah, it's got.
I mean, normally I get my pet name of the week, and that's been a month before.
Now, if you guys weren't paying attention, I kind of did a little happy dance there. I was not expecting the flavors I was getting.
Speaking of the canner, it's the tortoise and the hare. It's
Yes.
they got together and
It's a lesson learned.
And
Hence the name of the beer.
You gotta be fast and steady. Is that what that would be?
I think
Because you're definitely, if you're fast and steady, you're gonna win.
I think just team up with your biggest enemy and beat everybody else.
Oh, and
I
bone.
think that lesson learned.
Like team up with your biggest
But I don't
enemy,
want to team
bone,
up
and you're gonna
with
make a winner.
Tyler.
You've been doing it for years. It's
Shit.
horrible.
It has been at least 2 years, John.
This is grapefruit, orange, pineapple. Kind of what I get.
Almost in that exact order while you drink it.
Yeah.
It starts off with that pithy, tarty grapefruit, and then you get the sweetness of the pineapple, and then you get the orange finish. Like I think you nailed that. In it's like a gobstopper.
I got the endless gobstopper from Willy Wonka.
Yeah, well, first you get mashed potatoes, and then you get turkey, and
And then you get to dessert and blow up and go to the squeezer. So
well, there's a lesson to be learned there, Pete.
there is.
I'm not sure
what
what it is, but there's definitely a lesson.
Hence, there should be another beer name called the Endless Gobstopper, and it'd be a great beer
I feel like there might
with
have
mashed
been. We
and
might
some
have had
mashed
one.
potatoes. So I
Had me
am
tell
cons-
that.
I like this. It is very refreshing. We're gonna play the if you guys haven't seen it yet, the IBU game on this one.
IBU
Don't
or
look over
ABV?
there.
Okay.
Or ABV, sorry.
ABV.
Yeah.
Honestly, I should have seen it, but I just totally didn't. If it was on the can,
So I did
had
see
every
it.
opportunity
It's
to
hard to
look.
play this game after you've already seen it. But
Yeah.
John, you go first.
9.5.
Oh, buddy. But wait, this is a triple.
That's why I went there.
All right, so just to confirm some theories here, John. A double is usually 8 and above. A triple is not so much an ABV level or above, right? It
I mean, it
just,
should be. Most triples are going to be higher.
but it's not necessarily like there's not a threshold or a floor to qualify as a triple, though, right? Or am I wrong?
I think you're wrong.
Okay, which
I
is
would
fine.
expect. If a double's going to be 7.5 to 8, I mean, you're going to triple. It's even more
Right.
a larger grain bill, which means you should have more ABV.
All right, well, with that said, I'm going to say this drink's much lower than what I'm going to give it on this premise because it's a triple. I feel like it drinks a lot lower. This would almost be borderline, depending on what it is, like DUI shelf drinkable, depending on where the ABV falls. What'd you say, John? You said 9?
9.5.
9.5? I can't go 8 or lower because that's going to be the double range, and I don't think it's 10. I'm going to go just to be a 9.7 because I can't do 9.6 right above you. Like, that's just the total dick move.
And so
Bob Barker would cry.
It is 9.5. He called it. That's why
On the
I
money?
had that little girlish laugh right when he said it.
Got it.
Dude,
so
this-
I will say, like, the only alcohol you get is there's a little bit at the end of the tongue.
Yeah.
After you're done drinking, but there's no booziness whatsoever to this. Even the hops are all there. They're on the back end, but they're not smash you. They're not a smash you in the mouth like a triple. You're expecting more hop, more hop, more hop. It's hazy. It should even feel like there's more hop. And
Well,
it's
the hazies
not.
normally are like lower hop flavor. Like, well, it's not that like we're talking about that IBU, that bitter.
Yes.
You're
The
not
bitter
like
notes.
drinking pot with it. Usually the hazies are tamer on that.
So the problem that you might run into with the triples and the hazies, is they use so much hops at the tail end of the boil and also dry hopping that you can get that hop burn in the back of your throat sort of situation. And this is not that at all.
No, this
does
is
really, really well.
a very pleasant drink. Like just from beginning to end, like you go through that flavor transition of boom, bang, boom, going through the three fruits.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
They're from Texas.
They broke the streak!
Farmers Branch, Texas.
Someone finally did it!
Wow.
We have a Texas beer that
It's actually
broke the mold.
good.
Oh,
Well, 903 put a big stain on Texas for us.
Big stain.
Giant
who was
stain.
it?
903.
903. I don't like any area code beer.
Yeah,
companies.
just don't trust. If you see anything with 903 on it, we give them too many chances.
Or if it has a 450, don't
I
trust
had a
any.
Pilsner from them. It was absolute trash.
We had everything that was absolute trash. Nothing was
That's
good.
true.
And I tried buying different things because Tavor told him, I'm like, well, they're the king of sours. Like, oh, well, we haven't had a sour yet. Maybe that's what we've been doing wrong. This is what they're good at.
No, they're
It
not.
sucked, too. It sucked a butt. Alex is blowing up the comments. So we'll try to catch him up while we're like enjoying this. I gotta be honest. He says he's too busy bullying Tyler to give you love, John. No one wants to team up with Tyler, he also says. And he knew that your laugh, Pete, meant that John had it.
Had it right away.
I, again, having a couple American liquor vodkas before this, didn't even notice that Pete smirked, let alone
Laughed out
had a
loud.
telltale laugh that John had it. I'm too busy over here with the wheels spinning, trying to figure out what's going on with this.
All right, so I get to go first.
You do get to go first.
And I
How do
am
you
gonna do
He
something.
said, I gotta go first. You're like, yeah, you get to go first. Like,
So I'm going to do something that I've never done before on this show. I get a vote. I'm going to vote and not finish my beer yet because I want to enjoy it while you guys are voting.
I respect that.
So normally it's like taste, gulp. Okay, I got both ends of it. We're good. I really like this.
He likes both ends?
Yes. Get you coming and going. So we I'm not a big IPA guy. I'm not a smash in the mountain. When I saw triple earlier, I was dreading coming to this. That's why I put it in the middle, hoping we'd get it before the break, and I missed that one. We got it right at the beginning. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Happy accidents.
All right. So I am going to give it a 4.5.
What?
Word of wisdom, Pete, because again, our similar beer preferences and alcohol ingestion. Usually, the higher up tiers, like doubles and triples that you get, the less of that hop bitterness that you get. Even on like standard like West Coast or whatnot, not even the hazies. Hazies usually have less hop bitterness than standards, and doubles and triples get less and less yet. Just because the alcohol's there. If I'm wrong, correct me, John, but there's the more sugars because the more grains, the more alcohol. So it's a sweeter and also stronger alcohol, which then kind of overtakes that hop flavor.
And
Is
most,
that kind of right?
And most breweries in their doubles and triples, they're going with these hops that provide a lot of the citrusy sort of flavors, not the pine and grass flavors. So
Would that be like a Galaxy hop or
Citra.
Galaxy, Mosaic, the big three.
Yeah.
okay?
Which is what we see so many. Because
And Galaxy was
Which
like the
this one
first
was
guy on the
pretty-
market.
Galaxy was the one. I remember when Galaxy was hard to get,
It has
and it was pretty
Citra,
novel.
Vic Secret, Sabro, and Citra.
So it's one of the big
One of
three,
the three.
and two other ones that are big, but not the big three that we see all the time.
Right.
So I respect them for also doing.
So maybe
different.
there's a lot more Citra in there, bringing out that, or
the others are
or
flexing some weight. Yeah.
they found a cheat code.
However they
with
do that,
those
that's a killer flavor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I've learned that
and they broke the Texas
and the
curse.
Texas curse. But yeah, so I've learned that if I'm looking for IPAs, I go to doubles and triples now because I like beers with higher alcohol volume, but also that brings out a sweeter flavor. So maybe if you're looking for an IPA or something that's not a stout, or you want something a little more crushable,
Yeah.
start looking at doubles. Try those. See if you have any better luck with those.
Well, we've had on this show, we've had a couple of the barrel aged IPAs from Sun King. Their special release in those funny looking bottles, and they're all super good.
Yeah.
And their doubles or triples, and then they
Sun
do
King's
something.
Sun King's like special release program is that's
Shout out Hood.
as much
Yeah.
as I would like to hate on Sun King's main stable releases. I don't like those. They are what they are, and they're what they need to be. I don't
for
like
the
them.
public.
Yeah.
But their special release stuff is awesome.
And we wouldn't have a brewing industry in Indiana without them because they
No,
literally
I
give every
res-
small brewer.
I respect
everything
the shit out of
they-
Sun.
everything they want.
I respect the shit
For free.
out of Sun King and what they do, but their main stable, always available beers, I just don't like personally. But their special run stuff always really good.
Listen, if you're a small brewery in Indiana and you need some QA testing on your beer,
We know a guy.
we know a guy. And honestly,
He's the smartest
he's
thing.
Activated
he's
yeast.
not going to charge you. If you need some yeast,
Yeah.
we know a guy.
He might
Um,
charge you.
The only thing is, bring them some beer. Bring them some beer.
It's the barter system, people.
Yep.
Yep.
They get you taken care of.
Speaking of getting them taken care of, I'm gonna go back to this beer. It's getting
You
me taken
go.
care of.
John's gonna end this.
I'll bring
You
us
can
home.
go second.
Yeah. I think Pete and I are on a similar mindset where I've just kind of
This
been
is scary, man.
gingerly enjoying this while we're talking, as opposed to just so usually you get a couple drinks and then like all right, well it's done. Slam down a big gulp, see if that's different. No, I'm kind of sad I didn't do a big gulp to see what that brought to it as a difference.
Lots of grapefruit.
Yeah.
But this is
It didn't make it bad.
wonderful flavor adventure. Like I said, the gobstopper. You get bing, bang, boom. You get 3 fruit flavors, one consecutively after the other. It's a magical, fun ride. It's boozy, but you don't know it. It's well crafted. It's clear. It's good. It's a good looking beer. Beautiful beer. Like there's nothing I don't like about this. I am actually gonna give this a 4.75 because I'm really impressed with this.
No.
I'm really impressed with this. This is really good.
I don't think that. I'd like to see history. Is that the highest score you've ever given an IPA?
It's up there.
I mean,
Maybe.
there's only
given
one
one
spot
to five,
higher.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be.
I don't know
hard.
that I've given a 5 on an IPA or not. I might have given a 4.75 before. I don't know if
Okay.
I've given a 5, but we've had 2 killer IPAs today. Like the stereo
Yeah.
and this both were really good, and they're both. I appreciate that they're both dramatically different on the spectrum, and they both are crushing.
Totally
it.
different styles of IPAs, but
Yeah. Both are killer.
yeah.
I'm really happy with it, both of them.
Hey Tyler,
So
have fun
far,
at baseball. We're having a really good
This
night.
particular brewery, you haven't had them on before, and as a first entrant, I mean, way to fucking knock it out of the park. I mean, the only thing, I'm used to those triples having that, as we call it, that pillowy mouthfeel. And it's not soft on your tongue, it's not that pillowy mouthfeel. But goddamn, it is all that grapefruit, orange, pineapple sort of flavors that is just really, really tremendous. So I was on Pete on this one. I was going 4.5.
All right.
Really, really happy with this.
So what I'm almost more excited about than how much I like that beer is we don't oftenly get the same brewery on the same show unless it's like a special thing that we're focusing on a brewery.
And by accident,
And by happy accident, I pulled 2 of the same brewery, and this is a completely different beer.
style.
So now we got a stout from them, and,
All right.
it's immediately following this. So now we're gonna see what these guys
Let's see.
do on the other end of the spectrum.
All
I'm
right.
excited. Let's go.
What we got for this one, Pete?
And
Pineapple Pete. What? That's been staring at me the entire show.
Yes.
Why did I not think of that till just
Pineapple
now?
Pete.
It's been looking at me the whole time,
Pretty pineapple Pete.
right in the
So
face,
we have Muse.
like he turns
first.
toys into toilets. Rescue Rangers.
Oh my
It's been staring me in
goodness.
the face the entire time. I swear I'm done. I'm done
All
with Rescue
right.
Rangers.
So Museverse. This was my beer that I was most anticipating of the night because it is a milk stout brewed with Vietnamese coffee and vanilla. So,
Which does sound pretty strong and
It does.
interesting.
and then I like how they call out brewed with the coffee roast by Greater Goods Coffee Company. So, if this is good, shout out to those guys. If it's crappy, you may not want to go get their
Hate on
Vietnamese
those
coffee.
guys, yeah.
And so,
I mean, as much as we like that last beer, I mean, this might hinge upon the coffee.
now, hey, hold on before this starts. If Texas has 2 good beers in the same night in completely different genres, is it?
But it's the
does
same brewery.
Same brewery.
But I mean,
Martin House is from Texas, in fairness, too. Although I think I applaud their swing for the fences strategy of doing crazy, weird, let's throw a bubble gum on the wall and see what sticks strategy. Some of their stuff works, and it really works. Some of their stuff, for me, really doesn't.
all right.
So,
But I
coming
think-
back to the coffee here, okay?
Yes,
Because
I'm looking. I'm
as
excited.
you guys,
I am
both
too.
of the 2 of you tasted,
This is almost my pick of the night, but I just saw the label.
I'm working on a coffee maple rib,
Rip.
and I'm using coffee from Noble Coffee and Tea. Shout out Noble Coffee and Tea in
all
Noblesville.
right.
And I have learned that the specific flavor of coffee makes an impact. And so what I am using is their Highland Grog. And I'm interested to see with this Vietnamese coffee, what sort of, as you're pairing a coffee from place, not only are you looking for the company itself, the coffee company itself, but what specific brew they're using and how does that complement what you're doing itself. So Highland Grog for me from Noble Coffee and Tea for my ribs. But let's see what they provide with their Vietnamese coffee.
Which I think that's an interesting conversation that I don't know who we know that we could maybe have that with about, because we've had conversations about barrel stuff, which I would like to get further in with Hood and be like, how do you select the barrel? Like, which I'm sure a lot of it's just availability and circumstance, but like if you have a couple barrels to select, like you can't pull something out of the barrel to get like a taste besides just a smell, right? Like I would like to dive into that conversation with Hood about how you select the barrel if given the opportunity.
Yeah.
And much like that, the coffee conversation I think would be something similar. Like, well, that's really going to complement or detriment what you're doing depending on where it's from. The I don't know, the beanery. I don't know what do you call that. What's the coffee?
Roaster.
The roaster, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
from the roaster, which variety they're doing, like what style it makes, and if you're doing, is it coffee or is it coffee grounds? Because as you said,
I
with
did
ribs,
use
you're
coffee
doing
grounds.
grounds, not the coffee.
Yep.
So which goes into the beer. We never had that conversation with anybody.
And I was looking for specific flavor notes out of it, and that Highland Grog provides me the flavor notes I wanted in my ribs.
Oh, this smells really good, boys.
So one thing I have with coffee stouts that throw me off is it the roasting of the malt that I'm getting it from,
Yeah.
or is it
You get
the
that burnt-
actual coffee?
And sometimes you
because
get
there's
that-
a lot of stouts.
you
I'm
get
like,
too
oh, there's
much,
coffee
too.
in there. No, they just over roasted their malt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now I'm getting that smokiness from the coffee.
But it smells really good. And
I like the smell of this.
I think that the milk stout's going to help offset the coffee as well, too, because it's going to make it sweeter. And then the vanilla added on top of there. I like Pete's face. Actually, on Can, Pete's got the perfect angle of like his boyish joy at what he did with that first sip.
It's Christmas.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
pretty good.
I really like it.
That's good, and it's also a little bit original for a milk stout. Because I don't know if it's the Vietnamese coffee or just the coffee introduced in the milk stout, but one of the two, or possibly the fact it's a combination of that Vietnamese milk or coffee, but it's almost got a little bit of spice.
Well, you know what I'm going to do after this show is figure out where I can get Vietnamese coffee the other way.
No, it's just a little more. Sorry, where you were going.
The artwork goes
Yeah, that's
all
the thing,
way
because you said you want to show off, or you like the
it's a crazy taxidermist.
the taxidermist,
which
the horrors,
makes
you said.
sense now that it's from Texas. It could be a Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of guy doing the artwork.
I mean,
there are like people's bodies with animal heads on them on the can. I'm just throwing that out there.
so number one, stand out to me, the body. The body is 100% supportive of the coffee. It is not a watery beer by any means. I think it's holding those flavors very well.
How's them legs, John? You think it's got good legs?
It's got pretty good legs. John's glass is like perfect for even a
watching
crappy
you
beer
swirl
to
that
hold
about,
legs,
like
though.
you're just seeing a nice cascade as you roll. Like,
Yeah.
I like it. It does linger.
It's a great roast.
I mean,
without being overly bitter.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not burnt like we were talking about. That how do you
Right.
get to the coffee flavor? Is it the coffee? Is it the roasting of the malts? Like, it's got a roastiness, but it's not like heavy roast where sometimes we get like it's too much. No, it's a nice balance.
What John was saying earlier, I'd love to know and talk to somebody that is brewing on the regular, right? They make a coffee stout. Are they using grounds, coffee, or are they using spent grounds, right? Because...
So I can speak with a couple of the breweries I've worked at.
Okay.
We made a coffee stout.
That's it.
We
know a couple of people. We may get some
whole
answers to
beans.
this.
Whole beans.
And put in the bright tank. Almost steeping it like it was a tea almost.
Okay, so the whole bean, the problem with that is you're not getting as much of the coffee flavor because it...
You get a lot of it, but the problem I think if you ran into using, if you have it ground up, is that's going to make its way into the beer itself, not be as clear. Because even though you can't see because it's color, I'm sure that's a clear
So
beer.
that's where your ground size goes in. I learned this. We use a French press. If I buy the pre-ground coffee, it's super fine for a cloth coffee maker, and it all goes in your coffee. You can get coarse ground coffee, and it's they're almost
We do a pour over, so we get more coarse.
yeah. So you get even more coarse. So I would hope that wouldn't go through as bad, but the whole bean. It'd be interesting to see how these guys are pulling this off right here,
Yeah.
because it's not overburnt. It is coffee, now I want to have one of these for breakfast in the morning.
And this tastes like actual vanilla, not like the extract, the artificial, which is another thing that we've run
Not
into
the
quite
chemical.
a bit. Like
But yet it's a little bit subtle.
the biggest folly is the artificial flavoring, which if done right on the right flavoring can work, and you may or may not notice. But it's very easy for the artificial flavoring to really become a forefront and tell that something tastes off.
That's what's ruined almost every one of our peanut butter stouts that we talked about earlier.
Either that, or they
that.
use an actual nut as opposed to peanut butter, and then it tastes just nutty or overly roasted, like we were just talking. Like, there's so many things that I'm sure peanut butter is a hard flavor to do because some people try and so few seem to do it right. No matter how they try, it just seems like all the different ways we've seen people like take a swing at it, very few actually hit.
Yes, and by the way, this is another another can that gave us exactly what it said on it.
Yeah.
It said coffee, lactose stout, vanilla. Here you are. Go have fun.
Yeah.
Our cans tonight told us exactly what we needed to look for, or nothing. It's a lottery pick. Have fun. And it's been great so far.
Yeah.
You get those nice caramel notes in there.
This is a really
good.
And I almost enjoy a milk stout more than a standard stout because I like that sweetness that it brings, and I think usually a milk stout's got a thicker body as well, so it can support more flavor in my experience. So seeing something like this, I think kind of goes to show that a milk stout can bring a lot to a party. Like it can bring a lot of flavor too.
Bring a lot to the yard.
Yeah.
All right, so
I said a milk stout,
baby.
not a milkshake.
So let's play the ABV game.
I was gonna ask if you said that. I didn't. Realize,
I saw.
I didn't think you
Quit
did.
looking.
I didn't see it.
trying
I
to-
can't see
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
I had can came up, but I don't read.
All right.
Words.
So you get to go first this time.
It's tough.
It's a tough one because there's enough flavors in there that if it is boozy, it's masking it. If it's not boozy, I could believe that as well. I'm gonna kind of leer on the side that this is stronger than not, but not heavy. Nine.
9.3.
9. You Bob Barker motherfucker.
He said 9.3. It is a whopping 10.5.
I almost wanted to go 10, but I was like, no, it drinks too smooth for 10.
It's pretty smooth for 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of it's like
10.5 is good.
It is pretty high. It does not meet the requirements for the DUI shelf,
but it's really close.
but it's a good beer.
Like I felt like I was off of drinking, I was swinging high off of flavor. But I feel like in mind I was like this should be higher, but I didn't want to like go like way over the fence. I almost went 10.8 was what I wanted to say, but I was like that can't be right. Like initial when you said like it's 10.8. And I'm like no, this drink's too smooth. It can't be that.
Is it?
And that's why I dropped down.
So wait, let's give a
Which in that case I would have been closer,
That goes
but
first on this one.
I would have been over.
Matt does go first, but we have not even voted yet. But I'm going to give a shout out to Odd Muse once again for being the Texas guys that broke the mold.
This is 2 in a row from the same brewery that's in Texas, which is the Cursed State.
2 different styles.
2 different,
Completely
dramatically different styles.
They're not even in the same like playground.
They wrapped
one's
them
junior
both.
high, one's elementary school. You're like
Yeah, that's
you're not even allowed to play with each other, and they're on the same show. They're on the same show
because they're boys and girls,
great.
John. Like we gotta no, that wasn't right either. There's no right answer there. Pete, you dug us into a hole.
No, you just went bad on that. Wow, this is another one. It's like it's still. I'm gonna go my gulp just to see if it changes.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna begrudgingly.
But Matt,
big gulp
you have to go
this.
first, so save your gulp for after.
No, I'm gonna big gulp first because I want to see what happens.
All right.
I think you're going to enjoy it.
That's clearly wrong.
You didn't like it?
No, just John's look and what he said.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm gonna take a big gulp. John's like, you're gonna enjoy it.
I was gonna say it was just as good as
No,
the
that was just as good. I will say I am not mad, but a little surprised that the big gulp wasn't that different in a flavor than just taking a regular sip, which not a bad thing. Just sometimes you get that big gulp, you're like, oh, that kind of changed a little bit of the flavor profile. I didn't really get that too much from this one. I am really happy with that. At you said 10.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a smooth 10.5. That's a happy place for me for stouts. I love milk stouts. I think they had a great, well done flavor with the coffee. Everything that was on the can was in the can.
Matt wants that in his can.
Well, no, Tyler's not here. He's in the canner danner. But I kind of hate to do it back to back, especially with the same brewery. But I got a 4.75 again. Man. Like, I'm really happy with this. This is I would more than seek this out. I really enjoy this. I like this a lot. It's not quite my favorite of all time. It's not a 5, but it's tickling the testes. It's close. Like
I like it a lot.
this is really damn
John,
good. I am very impressed with these
Guys, I wish you could see this.
He found some fun stuff on the can that's there.
They came out swinging today with 2 beers that were awesome. I am going to look out for this brewery now a lot.
Well, this will be fun to figure out, like on Tabor, on a couple other shows. You guys get some other different stuff from them.
Oh yeah, if I can find
see,
they are now on my hot, like, you know, the hot 20 to watch on under 20 or whatever. Like these guys, if I see them on Tavor, I'm going to be buying from them now.
What the hell?
What, are you
Like, this label
How
is-
old are you? Are you zooming in with
Yes.
a camera?
with
Yes.
so the can art. So now,
God, that's do you need some
No.
cheaters, John?
so the can art has so many different
So much
facets,
stuff going on.
and it's so many different levels.
Which I do say too. I also respect their can art on both these. Are
you're gonna have to-
again, the can art's dramatically different, but both of them are really cool, neat, interesting.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
So they're also doing good on the can art game, which John and I, you're the label whores. Like,
So this is not a label that catches my attention from the beginning.
there's enough stuff on it that you look at it.
And
you
now I'm
see
like,
more things,
I'm
right?
appreciating it because I'm zooming in on, and finding stuff that, like your Rhino guys down there.
Yeah, with
That's
the,
a mugshot.
yeah. They're
That's
holding
they're different
sign.
angles. He's here. He's here. He's
Yeah.
here. That's what I was looking at, and that's what I took that picture of.
And there's a couple other guys, and I would assume
Farmers Branch Police Department.
there you are, and it's Farmers Branch, Texas. But they have put on Can. They have a guy that has a head for a hop, you know, which is interesting because
Which, if you take a look up there, there's like writing about like swapping heads and stuff. So it almost is like taxidermist.
yeah, I called it.
I really hate to be a Tyler, but boys, we gotta get back scoring.
All right,
John?
I'm a 4.75. It doesn't quite get me to that 5. But damn, it's tasty.
Are you a jingle tingler or a tingle jingler?
I don't remember anymore. I think I'm a jingle my tingle.
4.75's an all skate boys because I'm going that same way. I'm not putting it at a 5, but it's pretty damn
Yeah,
good.
That's delicious.
That was good
All
shit.
right.
That was good.
So
Odd Muse. Fantastic.
You know what? Unique name, unique can art on both of them,
Yeah.
right? Make
Yeah.
you think. They make you think. I like that. It's just not like that's funny. Nope. You know, lessons learned. We were trying to figure out what they meant. We came up with 4 different things with the tortoise and the hare. They're probably none of them are right.
Yeah.
They just thought it was funny. But hey, good stuff, guys.
You know what? My prediction is pain.
I know what you're doing.
What are we drinking next?
Spoilers.
All right, Fall Sidles Brewing. Apparently, the name is My Prediction is Pain. It's amazing how that comes out. Now, I like this one because I'm a guy that likes things symmetrical in certain things. And
Do you plumb your ROs
I'm going to screw up the
symmetrical?
ABV game. You know why? Because the ABV is the exact same as the ounces of the can.
Oh,
16?
16.
Oh.
now it's a party,
And
boys.
it's symmetrical because of the boxing gloves, shorts, and all that. But I do like that. I could not screw up how many ounces or the ABV in it because unless I thought it was a 12-ounce can, and then I apparently had too much vodka at the break.
It was just a snort. All right, so do you plumb your RO system symmetrically then?
You know what? No, because I am not a plumber, and I am very lazy when it comes to that stuff. And I hate plumbing. It hates me. It's a hate relationship.
Do you PEX or do you copper?
I PEX. I can't. There's two things that I can't do in this world.
Sweat copper?
Please a woman and sweat copper. I broke him on that one.
Sweat and copper is definitely hard. So is the other one.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I can learn how to sweat copper, but the other one, I think I'm out. So on this one, guys, and let's get back to it. It does have a scan me portion, so I am gonna scan it.
Let's check this out.
But adjuncts, coffee and coconut, so we have something to look forward
Fuck!
to. I know we talked about.
God damn it!
Coconut.
I grabbed this too. I have no one but myself to blame. Apparently, I should read more.
Or is
It
it
just brings you to their website.
All right, so
Their link tree, honestly.
So it's not as good as basic
holy
seltzer.
shit, guys! It's a Texas beer.
Oh, then I mean,
Oh boy.
it's gonna be a hard comparison. Now we just had two borderline home runs from the same brewery in Texas. You got a tall base step up to.
Mr.
False Idol.
False Idol Brewing, man, you picked the wrong night to be here, bud.
Yeah, the funny thing is when you I smelled this and I was like, something about this I don't like the smell on, and then you like coconut. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah,
it's right there.
It's all there.
It is definitely.
Sorry,
It's coconutty.
It is.
Looking at their website, they have a lot of beers that are playing on Marvel, so I'm sure they're going to get a lot of cease and desist.
Well, much like this one,
some Avengers, some Thanos, some Captain America there.
I mean, I can respect that. But that's why this one's was my pick was the boxing gloves and trunks and Clubber Lang.
Oh, yeah, okay. So they have a thing.
All right, so I'm going to start off with, it has okay legs. For 16, the head is not too light on it. It has the darker.
Oh, it's definitely dark.
It looks like a glass of evil. Like
it does
it's
smell
very
like
dark.
booze. There's no hiding. It's 16.
It smells like booze and coconut.
I'm not even taking a drink yet, but it's there.
Fucking coconut.
But it's
Is
using.
it sun?
Oh,
Is it sun
false idol.
damnation?
It could be.
Ugh.
If I took myself out of myself, I would like this.
Actually, that's pretty
It's
well.
pretty good too.
That's not pretty well.
But me being me, I don't like coconut.
I'm gonna take another sip, but it doesn't. It smells boozy, but it's not.
This does
boozy
not
tasting.
drink. This
Doesn't
is not
drink
drink.
like 16.
It's
This is
just
not drink 16. That's for goddamn sure.
It drinks more like a 10.5 than a 16.
Oh, we got Cameron Reed. It says, "Hey, brothers, what's up, brother?"
Yeah, what's up,
Was
buddy?
he at the 500? I was going to ask that earlier. Like, do we need to reach him good luck?
And that's
or-
good too.
So,
Holy.
my understanding was the team that Cameron on was not at the 500.
Okay.
They've got because he did not race.
They were doing something else.
Yeah, he did not race the Indy Lights.
Okay.
Jared did not race the Indy Lights. So, they've got another race coming up. But
I hope you're doing well, man. What's your next race? Let us know what you got, Cam.
yeah,
Yeah.
Also, we didn't get you back on. It was a blast having you on here, dude.
it was.
Can we work on that? Like, do we have a
Work on
guy?
that?
Do we have a scheduling guy? Where's he at? Oh, he's busy playing foosball. No, baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah, close. Very close.
Basketball.
Great movie.
Yeah.
We
I
did
haven't
that,
watched it in
didn't
a
we?
while.
Did we do that for a review?
We did, actually.
Okay, if not, we need to do it.
Turfed Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Our drunken movie reviews.
Woo! All right, so
Download it wherever you get your podcasts.
luckily we're not to this point yet, but you have to go first on this one.
Okay.
I'm just gonna talk about how much I hate coconut and how much I'm liking this beer.
You know what's funny
Which is-
is with this beer,
Fuck your face, Pete.
Yes.
I hate to agree with you. No,
the stout part of this beer's okay. Like the standout part of this is how well the coconut's done, because it is not sunscreen lotion. It is kind of that you could. I feel like they had coconut flakes that they literally toasted up, and that's what they put in there.
I feel like it came off a really fine dessert, and they scraped that toasted coconut off there.
like off the top
So
of a
you
dessert.
got a
and
little
it's like-
bit of extra sugar, like it clung to it, and it just dropped in there.
I can see
and you're
that.
getting a little more, a little additional sweetness from that.
You're saying
I just imagine some guy back there with coconut cupcakes and going, "I think I got this shit," and just knocking it off
Got
in
the
there.
frosting in it too.
And
That makes
then he
sense.
got lazy towards the end and maybe dropped a few whole ones in there. He's like, let's go. But, I mean, man, this is a unique night, boys.
All right, so while Pete's finishing, John, while you're gathering your thoughts, Cam says he is actually working at the 500 helping out the team. That is awesome.
Perfect.
And he says next Indy Lights race is in Detroit this weekend.
Okay.
So
I thought I spoke with Amy, and I know Jarrett wasn't racing Indy Lights at the 500, so my bad.
Great to hear from you. Definitely, when you can schedule a time to be in town, you need to let us know that we can work you out, because that was a lot of fun having you on here.
Yeah, where's Mama at? Mama needs to watch again.
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to actually meet up with our other mom. You need to work on that, Cam. She parties hard apparently, so we need to gauge her party harddom.
There you are.
Oh, goodness.
So, hey,
Thank
another...
you, Cam. You're awesome.
Also, you should be there too, Cam, when we party hard with your mom.
Nope, not going there. Not going there.
We're just drinking, John. Get your head out the gutter.
I've been,
All right,
I'm drinking all day.
Hey, I'm going to dig you guys out.
If he's our brother, she's our mom too.
So,
Stepmom.
Allegedly.
Damn it.
so hey,
Ostrich.
by the way, on the can,
Not in the can.
not in the
Damn
can, on it.
I thought you were supposed to be helping.
So, on this, I do like this, that it says it's cellar worthy.
It's cellar worthy.
I like that. And they're like, hey, you don't have to drink it today. It's cellar worthy. You can put that away for a special day. Like when you have to write your tax check on April 15th. Whatever that day is.
We know when Pete's drinking
Whatever.
this.
Yeah, it's going to be something that's 16 plus.
I would like.
Put that away.
I kind of wish we would have had another one of these, because I would like to see this older.
Aged.
That's the
Cellared.
word.
Oh, all right, cellar. So,
We don't have a cellar. We have it aging. So I'd like to see this thing aged. Give it 2 years. I'd like to see this 2 years later. See what happens. Because right now, this is a smooth drinking 16. I would never fucking guess 16%.
no, but it does have booze in it.
It's got booze, but would you say 16?
It's got
No.
booze.
I would say
I'd guess 12.
I'd say 10, 12. Like that kind of range. Call it 11. Split the difference.
The thing is, though, it's not on the front end, it's on the back end.
Yeah.
Once again, we've, other than one of the IPAs, there was a little bit of alcohol on the front end. It's all after you are going, oh,
in the
that's
back of
good,
your
that's
throat.
good. And you're like, oh shit, there was something there. There's red and blue lights. I'd see it. It was in the back end of that drink, and I
now
don't
we're
want
in
any
trouble?
part of it. Yeah, so,
But
man,
this is
I don't know what else I can say about it.
well.
So,
Real quick, is because Cam's talking again. He says he will work on it. He says race season is picking up. That does sound about right. I'm the asshole for not realizing that.
Yeah.
Gonna be busy next couple months, he says. But he would love to come back again. He thought it was a blast. You were a blast, sir, as well.
Yeah.
Race season dies down. Let us know. We can get you back on.
and we want to go to some races, so let us know.
And also maybe that.
Is Jared still running the races up in Kokomo? Just let me know, because that always sounds like a great time.
You know what is fun? It's not the same thing at all, but similar. It's still racing. Like Eldora's not that far from here. I don't know if you ever done an Eldora night, John.
It's
Oh.
fun.
I know it's knockout racing. It's like 18 runs of heat laps until you get to the king of the run. It's the King's Royal. That's a fun event, and especially now that I'm old enough to drink, that'd be way better.
I mean, Two Beerded Guys at a event like that.
Oh no, we would fit in a lot.
Yeah, that'd be a blast.
It wouldn't be like polo where we stand out enough that we fit in. It'd be like, this is our people.
No, you could do a show there. You do a show there, light beer show. And you would just taste all the light beers and compare them and just go, they all taste like piss water and it's fantastic. It's a volume drinker. Let's go. Right? But it would be...
I need
Quality
our
versus
Keystones,
quantity.
our Rainiers, and our Narragansetts. This is what we need.
Well, the problem is Gansons are hard to come by. They're not a local
Easier
thing.
than Rainier.
Easier than Rainier. He says
You could
Jared-
have a malt liquor show and just do Mickey's and Little Kings and
I was telling someone about Little Kings not too long ago. It's like an old timer. I was like,
good
remember?
vomit comment.
Yeah, I was like, you remember Little Kings? He's like, you know about Little Kings? Like, hell yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to know, but young enough to know better.
I'm pretty sure every teenage kid within that, let's say 50 to 35 range right now has vomited on Little Kings or Mickeys.
Yeah, I haven't vomited, but I've had them both, and I'm right in that age range. You're appropriate, sir. Cams also says Jarrett isn't running in Kokomo this year as far as he knows. He says Eldora is fun at King's Royal night. Yes! Dude, if you're free and we can make that happen, we should all go to that. That is a blast.
I will make... Yeah.
I
figure out
remember
when that is.
I went to King's Royal like in junior high and had a blast just not drinking, let alone being an adult and being able to drink. Oh my god, it'd be so fun. But this beer!
The best part is...
We've taken...
John.
So with this beer, here's the... All right, so I think the coconut's done really well. We've established that fact. I think as the beer goes, though, I think the beer's average.
Okay.
I'm not getting complexity. Like, stouts can be complex in their flavors. You can get some roastiness. You can get some caramel or vanilla undertones, even without those adjuncts added. And I'm just getting none of that. It's just dark, and then it's coconut.
All right, devil's advocate. Do you think they restrained on the other flavor profiles to lend way
Those flavor
for the
profiles
coconut?
sometimes comes just straight from the grains and that they use in the malts.
So again, do you think that they may not have intentionally chosen subtler grains and malts to let the coconut shine, per se?
No, I just don't think it's a super well made beer.
Okay, fair enough. I just play devil's advocate. I hate coconut. I think it's well done. So
I think the coconut is well done.
I have a stigma on this
I don't
beer
think
already.
the beer is well done.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at on that. So I think...
No,
I'm going to go ahead and rate it.
I can't disagree with what you're saying. That's why I'm just like curious if you think they intentionally did that for this end result, or just that's what they based with, and then this is where we got.
I think the beer itself is an average stout. I think the coconut's done very well. So I'm going to give it 3 1/4.
Okay. Wow. I did not see that going that way.
Yeah, Pete was like a kid in the candy store happy about this
I
one.
almost had sex with the can during the show. I mean, it was pretty good stuff.
So
We
you
can
don't
go
have a
review
lot
the
down
tape,
there.
see if you actually did.
I don't have a lot down. Built like a pinky.
I mean, give it what you give.
Quote of the night, built like a pinky. All right, you go.
It's your turn. We're
I
going
have
to the
to go.
left hand. It's like the Ducci, buddy.
All right, so I do.
You familiar with Marley?
Yeah, so I do like it more than you.
Yeah, that's fine.
The one thing that does catch my eye is when you do swirl it for the legs, it is less than the 10.5 we just had. I don't want to compare beers, but it really doesn't grab on. But I am still going to give it a 4.25.
Yeah, and I think to your point, like it's less comparing beers, but just there's a thing on, if you're doing a swirl, like just bam, quick one swirl.
I need it.
This is dying down really quickly. Like I'm not seeing anything really adhering or grabbing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a quick leg dissipation. Much like
I think it looks like it has more legs just because it's so dark.
Much like my
Whatever.
women life, the legs disappear very quickly.
They
like
do.
about the time I think I see them, they're gone. So I respect what you're saying. And I kind of agree with what John's saying, that I think the stout is taking the backseat to the coconut. The base beer, the coconut's the front driver on this beverage. And that's why I was playing devil's advocate. Like, did they create this base stout to let the coconut shine, or did they just, they made whatever stout they could make, and then they added coconut to it? I don't know. For me, not liking coconut, the coconut is well done, despite me disliking the flavor. But the stuff, if you took the coconut out and it was left with just this, which I think is what John was getting at, I would be underwhelmed with the remainder. The ABV, on the other hand, is pretty
solid.
Impressive.
And that last big gulp I had was boozy.
So,
All right, so I should go a big gulp and just figure out what
between
it's
like objective and subjective, and what I know from this and what I'm not sure what they're trying to do, I'm gonna go somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I want to go a little higher, but just personal disdain of coconut and not sure what's going on without it. Again, see, I'm setting it's not that I picked the episodes we ever do. I'm just right, John. You and Taylor's hate on me because well, Matt, you don't count. What would you pick? I picked the right answer 90% of the time.
Well, I blew that scale off. I did like it. I think because of the ABV.
No, I respect, and I'm the ABV
for me,
whore.
and for me,
I
went,
almost went 3.75. Like that's one step below Seek It Out, and like this just isn't one step below Seek It Out. That's why I went 3.5. I wanted to go 3.75. I just couldn't quite get there.
And mine was, when I read the can, it says coffee and coconut.
What's on there is in there,
And it was all that. And a ton of booze.
wait, a ton of booze. The can said coffee.
It does.
Oh no, I feel better about my 3.5. No, that
Yeah,
the ABV bumps it up, and the quality of the coconut
Well, it
bumps
says
it up.
adjuncts.
My disdain of coconut bumps it down, and the coffee that I'm not really getting bumps it down. 3.5 is the right answer for this, despite it being 60%. Now I'm an ABV whore. Cam also says he will check his schedule. He would be up for an Eldora road trip for Kings Royal if he can make it work, though. John,
Yes, I'm in.
We're gonna pencil that in.
Pencil it
Soft
in.
pencil
We
in.
know the date because it's a very busy summer. But I want
check
to do
your
that.
schedule, check ours, have your people talk to our people, and by that I mean you talk to us.
Yeah.
And then we'll see if we can all sync up on it. Kings Royal is a lot of fun. I would definitely be down to try that. And it's also not that far from Greenville, Ohio, so we can also get some Maid Rights, motherfucker! Have John try those for the first time because he's never had them. Have you had Maid Rights, Pete?
Nope.
Some bitch! Everyone has experienced the one thing that Greenville, Ohio has to offer. It's a fucking Maid Right.
We've had this conversation. I've not had a Made Right, but I'm down.
Yeah, it's really close to Eldora. All right, Cam, have you had Maid Rights? All right, well, then probably bad time to ask. We're about to really close the show. Sorry. Pen in that, Cam.
So, with that,
Beer of the night.
Beer of the night.
beer of the night.
Beer of the night. Beer of the night. Beer of the night.
You go first.
You motherfucker. I was trying to think of all the beers we had tonight.
There's only one to think about.
No, there's a couple,
I know
actually.
what mine is.
Because there's the Stereo
Actually,
from Falls, which was really good. I really enjoyed that IPA. There was the IPA from the Turtle
Odd Muse.
the Turtle Rabbit.
Hey, odd.
And then there was the Stout from the same guys. Those are the three top runners for sure. When I drink Stereo, I was like, this is going to be my pick because it's just such a West Coast, amazingly done. But then I drank the Turtle Rabbit, and I was like, motherfucker, like this thing, this beer fucks. And then we got solidified even more with the Stout from them. But I'm still going to go with the IPA from, we said it was...
From Falls?
No.
Odd Muse.
Odd Muse. I'm going to go with the Odd Muse because, not comparing, but like that was the more interesting flavor with that gobstopper flavor, next flavor thing. And it was well crafted. It was amazing. It was a place we never had. I didn't like the Stereo. I kind of was going into that one. I did not. That one kind of blindsided me. That thing was amazing. I'm going that IPA.
I was going to go the Odd Muse IPA until I had their Stout.
Until Matt said he picked it.
Like,
That's the right answer. His laugh told it all.
I like that. I mean,
no, I was going to go with the IPA. I was just like, this is blowing me away. I didn't anticipate that from them. Number one, new brewery to our show. I 100% need to have more from them. They have proved themselves tonight. But
They
then
came out
that
swinging.
Stout. And the Stout wins out.
BDS.
That Stout wins out because it is my style. It is my favorite. And it was done tremendously. So I'm going the Odd Muse Stout that we had.
So that's why I want the IPA because that's not my style, and that thing crushed.
all right, so I'm going to go the opposite of you guys. I'm going to pick Falls, the Stereo.
Respect.
Because
Yeah.
We got all
I
three
don't
of the
wanna
ones that
say-
I
I don't want to
anticipated were the
use
ones
the
that were
word
in.
hate, but I am not a
Highly
fan.
disdain?
I'm not a fan of West Coast IPAs, and I liked it. I gave it a 4, which means something because that IPA should have been like a 2.5 for me on this
GP.
show. On this show, every West Coast IPA, Tyler's like, boom, and he looks at me and I give it a 2.5, and we look like we're gonna fight because
My money is on Pete.
we don't agree.
He's got the
on
reach
that.
advantage.
And you get a 4 out of me on the
speed.
West Coast IPA. You done something right.
Yeah. That was tremendous. It was really good.
So, another question for you guys. On our last Texas beer, right? We're above a 3
We are.
on year 2,
We are.
right? My score kind of skews it. So let's say instead of 3.75, it's a 3.5. It's another Texas brewer that did something that wasn't garbage 2 in the same night. Are you guys feeling there could be a swing,
No.
or is it a fluke?
I think it's Luke.
Well,
Texas
definitely.
is a big state, boys.
We had the one bringing 2, which is up in an average on the Texas. We have Martin House, which already I'm lukewarm on. John and Tyler are both kind of balls in on.
It depends on the beer. Like, I've had some really, like, I love that pickle beer, and I get the polarizing aspect of that. But
Yeah.
I've had some others that are like, this is all right. Like,
No, I respect Martin House more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, I think I applaud.
I appreciate them.
I applaud their ability. Like, we're gonna do something different, and they'd go for it. And I think sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But they're doing different stuff, and I respect that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I really like it. So they kind of made Texas seem better, and then this one made Texas seem a lot better. The Clubber Lane, the third one, I'm still on the fence on that. I would be willing to try more from them.
Okay.
it's a better of the Texas beers.
Yeah,
But
that was a low bar. Mainly drugged down by 903 though as well. So again, we got one really showing promise, one really dragging down. So I don't think, and I've heard there's a lot of Texas breweries that
There's gotta
are
be.
supposed to be good. I mean, everything's bigger in Texas. It's a big place. There's a lot of
Right.
stuff. There's a lot of ground. There's a lot of breweries down there.
Well, I mean,
I've
there's-
heard of a lot of good things about a lot of breweries down there, but I haven't had that much stuff from that many breweries.
So, hey, Texas, if you're listening,
Which I'm sure you're not, but if you are, hook us up so we can try them.
Let's do better.
or send us in the right direction.
Or both.
Don't send us to your shitty breweries. Send us to the ones that we're
I like-
gonna like.
I like where
so
this
we
is going.
so we vote you guys higher. Because right now there's one brewery picking up your whole state. and
You
the
get
rest of
Odd
you suck.
Muse, maybe Martin House, and then you got like Shinerbach. I mean, come on. Give us something good.
Well, the thing I found in talking to other people that I know that have had a lot of local type of beer things, I think that John, Tyler, and I, and by extension, you're coming along with us as well, Pete. But we have had so much beer from so many places after doing this for 2 years and change that we've tried a lot of stuff from a lot of places. We've got a broader. I don't want to toot our horn, but with our skew of numbers, we've had so many things. Like, we've really kind of dialed in on well, this is supposed to be like this, and what I like is this, and what I don't like is that, and what it's not supposed to taste like is that. And between all that, we've gotten a lot more selective, I want to say.
Good, kind of selective.
To where, I was just a Keystone Light and a Stout guy when we started the show 2 years ago. And now I'm I can pick apart when I get something that's not even my style. And I can be like, this I can appreciate, but it's not right. Or I don't like this, but it's good. And then, so I've come a long way in my beer venture. And I can only imagine that John and Tyler having a much more vested and much more expansive beer consumption spread than I have. And I don't mean that as far as quantity. I just mean that as far as deviation of style. You guys,
I drink a lot, Matt. It's fine.
No, you guys drink a lot more different styles than I do. Is what I mean to say. So I've come a long way in my beerdom, and I'm sure that they have as well, since they already had a better working foundation than I did going into this. That where people tell me oh, these guys are great, and I'm like, they're really not.
They're really not.
And they're like, no, they are. I'm like, but they're not. but what about this? I'm like, but have you tried these guys or those guys, or do you know what this is supposed to taste like? And then I either come off sounding very knowledgeable or like a pompous asshole. But right, wrong, or other, somewhere in the middle, I'm kind of right, because I've had a breadth of things that I'm like, this is what this is supposed to be, and this isn't mentioning up these qualities. So I've kind of gotten to a point now where I'm like, yeah, well, I respect your opinion, but I'm gonna disagree because I don't think this is right. And because of that, I think we've got so much more things to judge by that I had a point somewhere.
You're all good.
Listen. Here's his point. If your
Thanks, John.
beer world consists of 3 breweries, expand, please.
Yes.
Because there's so much more out there.
And there's nothing wrong with going, I know this brewery's beer's not the best, but I love going
You
there.
still like going there, yeah.
And I'm going to drink their beer 3 times a week. I love going here. I like other beer better. No one's saying not to do that. Because everybody loves the local pub, and they'll get the PBR there.
There's an atmosphere aspect even to breweries where you're well, this beer is wildly average, but the atmosphere is amazing, so I'm going to come back here because the atmosphere more than the beer.
Support your people. Find your place wherever you're comfortable at, wherever you fit in. Support them, whether the beer is good or not. Hopefully, it's good.
Hopefully.
But just Expand your horizons.
Or even like I said about Sun King, where I'm like, I don't like their main stable of readily available beers, but their special select stuff is always banging. So just because their main stuff that's their bread and butter money winners, you may not like, doesn't mean that they don't do good stuff too.
Yeah,
because I kind of had written off Sun King for a while until I started trying their King Select. I think is that what they call it, John? Or,
Yeah, the King's Reserve.
King's Reserve, and then like I was like, oh man, they can do really good stuff aside from like the mass appeal thing. Because I thought they were the one trick pony, the mass appeal, and just trying to get big, but I underestimated them until I started really trying that and realized, oh man, so even one trick seeming breweries can have a lot more to offer. Like it's an interesting world, really.
You can't yawn during the show.
Well, you can because we're actually 5 minutes over. I
Oh.
think we're about to be done.
Yeah.
After that existential conversation about beers and breweries.
Drink beer.
Drink more beer. That's
more beer.
That's what we're telling you. Just make sure you're of
Bottom line,
age.
From
more
Odd
beer.
Muse.
Just make sure you're
From everywhere.
you're
everywhere.
of legal drinking age and doing it responsibly and not driving, and ingest and enjoy.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate the legalese.
Ingest and enjoy. Why can't we make that something, huh?
Yeah, that's a bumper sticker.
That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah.
I think
Pete,
I
write
saw
that down.
that. I saw that written on the wall at the Hugger.
I saw it in the bathroom.
I would have seen it if it was.
We better finish before this conversation goes any further.
Wrap up.
Wrap up.
Live mic.
Live camera?
It was going dark. All
Alright, so this has been I think, fantastic episode. Two Beerded
episode.
Guys. Despite the fact we haven't had that many people actually watching, that it's been commenting.
Hey, I'm glad you all enjoyed your Memorial Day.
Yes, hope you did. Hopefully, if you're watching in After Effect, hopefully you enjoyed as well. We have got...
Ugly Pete.
But all being Q.
And I'm Off-Screen Matt. Hopefully a great holiday. Thanks for joining in, guys.
Cheers.
I usually do something, right?
It felt lacking. I had to do something.
It did. Well, because you
What
usually
if-
do that. Just because Tyler's not here doesn't mean you have to.
I
You
think
can't phone it in,
guys
John.
should do, because once we get things rolling at BrewBQ, you guys couldn't shoot from there.
All right, so we're gonna. All right, you guys talk about this. All right, we're gonna go now. Bye.
See you in India.